Hello and welcome to Not So Lonely Nights. I'm your host Eridon, and tonight we're back in ReZero, which I need to do one more thing real fast so I have it up on my big screen. Also, hello Thomas Crane. How is it going? Snap my fancy little controllers in.
Where do you want to start?
Doing leather work, nice. Alright, so for a quick recap, last week, Subaru was we were doing everything we could to try to change events, but the bandits attack a day late because we didn't travel on that first day. Reinhard was missing, and then there was a whole lot of stuff about getting all of the trying to figure out who was the imposter, and then suddenly the witch cult attacked the capital because Amelia stayed there instead of going to the mansion, and then we died. After she goes on ahead, I only manage to catch up to Amelia right as she's about to enter through the gates of the mansion.
Dragon carriage in front of the gate. That's right.
So we've just started loop 3 of whatever's going on here. I'd forgotten from all the shock, but Tiga and Sakura, the envoy and emissary sent from the royal capital, have arrived. Yep, there's Tiga again. Such a handsome young man.
So this is your companion. Oh, interesting.
Tiga looks me over top to bottom and nods as if he's confirming something in his mind. I'm not too thrilled about it, but...
When did you tell him about me in such a short amount of time?
Oh, Subaru. I didn't tell him anything weird. I just asked him to wait because my companion has been causing a delay moping about.
I did just finish watching last week's episode of ReZero, because once again, I'm not paying for Crunchyroll, so I'm always a week behind, and man, the current story is just wild. And it's actually recontextualizing certain other events, but only sort of. She's not wrong, but I wouldn't have put it that way.
There's no cause for concern. Even men like us need some time to brood. Thanks for the consolation. Mealy, don't you have some business to tend to inside?
Oh, yes, that's right. An emissary from the royal capital has visited us. But
Don't worry about me. I'll just wait out here with my best bud. Do you mean me?
oh, really? I thought you'd much rather want to tag along and listen in.
Wait, you'd let me do that?
This is serious business, so no. Also, you were just sulking, so...
Wow, that was so mean.
Could you stop bringing that up, please? Make it sound like I'm some giant crybaby.
Yes. Just don't be rude to our guests, Subaru.
After saying so, Amelia walks into the manor, though she does keep glancing back at me, probably out of concern. But who knows if she's more concerned about my mood or me being rude to Tiga.
Mealy, huh? What about it? You got a problem with that?
I still love he calls her Mealy in this one, but in the original writing it's Emilia Tan, which is just, I don't remember where Tan comes from exactly, but I think it's a really childish way of saying Chan. But it's overly affectionate, and she just kind of deals with it.
No, I was just thinking of how casual you are with her with such informal name calling. You may be Miss Amelia's associate, but you're not of noble birth, are you? And considering your conversation, you're likely aware of her position. That's why I thought it ought to be rather amusing. Your role isn't much different. Don't stand there and tell me that you're not involved in the royal selection somehow. You don't beat around the bush, do you? What makes you think that? Well, it'd be strange to send along a messenger who isn't involved in some way. It's only natural I think you have a hand in all this.
I act as oblivious as possible in my reply to Tiga's question. I already know that he and Sakura were sent by the royal castle and are part of Melty's faction. I also figure that knowing all of this will put him a little more on guard.
You've got a pretty good head on those shoulders. But what are you going to do about that? Will you strike down the messenger to weaken your enemy's forces? That'd be way too risky. Don't worry, I won't do something so rash to my best bud. I'm glad to hear it, my friend. Now that I think about it, I don't think my good friend has introduced himself.
Such good friends.
I'm Subaru Natsuki. You can just call me Subaru or Bestie or whatever. Best what? Bestie. Where I'm from, it means we're good pals. Bestie, huh? I suppose I'll call you that at some point. Anyway.
Game volume is low. Is this better?
I'm Tiga Rallian. As you surmised, I am part of the royal selection, having come here to shed some light regarding the matter. We are affiliates of the Transcendent Dragon Church. The higher-ups are pretty concerned about the proceedings of this royal selection.
How about now?
I see.
Tiga isn't lying, but he's not telling me everything. Let me make sure I didn't... Let me up these then.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear them?
Can you hear me?
In reality, Melty's camp works directly with the Transcendent Dragon Church, and Tiga is hiding the fact that Melty is the 6th royal candidate. Considering Tiga's apprehension with Melty, I understand his caution.
His concern for Melty, huh?
I mulled the thought over for a moment. When the royal capital was being ravaged, what were Tiga and Melty up to? Since they reside in the capital, they would have been involved in all that turmoil, so what happened to them? Tiga isn't like me. He's quick-witted, and I bet he can hold his own in a fight. I don't doubt that he would have managed to protect Melty. But they wouldn't have been unscathed. Perhaps their hopes for survival had been crushed, and they became victims in the end, too.
Hey, is something on your mind? No, it's all right. When the chips are down, I'll be sure to save you and all those you hold dear. That was way heavier than what I was expecting!
The reactions, though. Tiga raises his voice, unable to hide his confusion at my resolve on the reason behind it. Or the reason behind it, sorry. Aside from his reaction, I once again solidify my determination. I'll definitely stop that tragedy this time. I need to find a way to save Emilia, Rem, and the citizens of the royal capital. But to do that...
Mealy shouldn't go to the capital.
Huh?
Oh, this time we're gonna try and not go to the capital at all.
Oh, this is quite sudden.
Okay, that one was really bad. Normally I like that weird way of him talking, but not that time. Once Tiga and Sakura leave, I interrupt the usual conversation that takes place about now. Everyone reacts differently after hearing my aversion to the idea, though it's mostly surprise. It makes sense. Doing this would keep Emilia from fulfilling her royal selection duties, after all.
Why are you suggesting that? It's an issue pertaining to the royal selection, so of course I have to go.
I understand, Mealy. I really do. But think about it. Postponing the royal selection is a big deal in itself, but rushing to the royal capital won't make a difference. If they were going to just tell us why it was postponed, the emissary would have done that already. Seeing as they didn't.
It's not something that can be explained so easily?
Exactly.
Okay.
That means if we want to find out what's going on, we need to ask around and figure it out ourselves.
That's an interesting approach.
But is that something you're good at, Mealy? To be honest, I don't get the impression that you're good at gathering intel.
Well, I could ask the lesser spirits to direct me.
Amelia trails off, realizing full well that the lesser spirits won't be of any use to us here. Knowing that, her confidence dwindles. It hurts me seeing Amelia make a face like that, but I have to be blunt here.
If anyone finds out about Amelia, the chances of the witch cult making a move increases.
Last time, and even before, they were the cause of what unfolded. If the driving force of their actions is directly tied to Amelia's existence, we need to find a way to stop them. The battle with the Dust Bandits was the main cause of her renown. Subjugating those bandits surged her popularity. Excuse me. Of course, that was exactly what I was afraid of, so I tried to avoid running into the bandits last time, but that didn't pan out so well. I also just noticed that portrait of Roswell in the background, and what is that massive fur around his neck? Like, it's spread so far out. It's just weird. The bandit encounter still occurred even when I shifted the date. That brings up new questions entirely, but the issue right now is finding a way to avoid them altogether. Man, my throat. I don't know why it's so gunked up. Since the bandits get defeated even when the date of the event is shifted, I'll try not accompanying Amelia this time around. That should help avoid the issue with her fame.
But that's just a temporary measure.
Even if we don't mingle with the bandits, Amelia's name will still spread once the royal selection starts. The royal candidates' identities will be known all over for others to see their next potential ruler, who their next potential ruler will be. I can read. That means the witch cult will attack sooner or later. But
if we manage to delay the witch cult's response by a week or even a month, that changes how prepared we can get.
I need to squeeze out as much time as possible.
Exposing the fake candidate, amassing allies to help fight against the witch cult. It's hard having to do all of this. Am I prepared? I have to do this.
And if Miss Amelia is not to go, what will we do then, Barusu?
Good question. At times like these, it's crucial to scout and gather as much information in the beginning as possible. We can't overlook something so vital, so we'll need to send someone we can trust.
I see. That does make sense. Then who do we send?
Well, I was thinking we could send Rem and me to check on the situation at the royal capital.
I thought you said it should be someone trustworthy. Why are you nominating yourself, Barusu?
It's been more than a month since we met. What's it gonna take to gain your trust?
Do not make me laugh.
oh, that laugh.
She scoffed at me.
I'm also opposed to it. Sending Rem is fine, but I don't think it's a good idea for you to go, Subaru.
Even you don't trust me?
It has nothing to do with that, Subaru. It's just, you were sulking earlier.
Man, his sulking is...
Why are you still bringing that up?
But that's not all. There's also Miss Amelia. May I? Rem? I understand why you are so uneasy, Miss Amelia. However, knowing this, I believe Subaru should accompany me to the royal capital.
Yeah, Rem.
Subaru needs to have Master Felix heal his body after all.
Rem brings up the issue with my body to convince Amelia. That is, the arrangement with Ferris to conduct my treatment. Since Amelia wants me to receive my treatment, it's hard for her to outright reject Rem's argument.
That's true, but...
Oh. This game frightens and confuses, and there are my pennies. Thanks for the bits. Why does it frighten and confuse you, or are you not gonna stick around?
There is no cause for concern. Rem will take responsibility for Subaru. Rem will also thoroughly investigate the reason for the royal selection's postponement. I assure you, this is not merely a chance to be alone with Subaru.
She says that so bluntly. Her last bit is a little less believable, but her reasoning is sound. It's enough to leave Amelia muttering to herself as she ponders in a pretty cute way.
I completely understand your point of view, Subaru. I myself had reservations about sending Miss Amelia to the royal capital so frivolously. If you two can fulfill this task yourselves, you may do so. I give you my blessing.
My blessing. Roswell gives the final word on the matter, settling this conversation once and for all. This time around, Rem and I are the only two going to the Royal Capital, but that means we'll be on our own if the Dusk Bandits attack.
Rem, I'll be counting on you.
Yes. Please leave it to your Ren.
Her firm resolve gives me a little peace of mind. On the other hand, however, an endless wave of concern washes over Amelia when she realizes she'll be staying behind.
Don't do anything reckless, you two. And Rem, don't take your eyes off Subaru. Who knows what he'll get up to?
Mealy, I'm not a little kid.
I'm telling you though, Thomas. Go find Roswell's Japanese voice, and it's incredible.
Don't forget to bring some money with you. Make sure you don't lose your wallet. Also, if you ever get lost, look for a guard station and...
Although, the last couple episodes have shown a different side of him, mostly looking into talking about his past, and he didn't always talk like that. It's weird to hear him not with that sing-song voice. But I'm more just amazed at how old he is.
I told you I'm not a kid!
I'll just go ahead and add I'll just go ahead and add that this exchange took place too.
Somehow, I managed to keep Amelia at the manor.
Why are we in Beatrice's library? Okay. This should really help mix things up a bit. At the very least, Amelia's absence will have a massive effect on how things pan out at the Royal Capital.
Keep that in mind and think. What's the correct move to make that will save everyone?
I'm playing chess where I don't know what my opponent's pieces are, what their locations are, but I can replay it basically until I get it right. If Amelia doesn't run into the Dust Bandits and doesn't show up in the capital, what will the witch cult still attack?
It was the Royal Capital last time, and the manor before that. The witch cult must have changed their targets because Amelia was in those places.
Assuming that's the real reason, then on to the next problem. If Amelia doesn't defeat the bandits, will the witch cult's movements be impacted?
All I can do is test that theory. If they already know about Amelia, then all of this will be meaningless in the end anyway. If that turns out to be true, then we shouldn't hesitate to fend off the Dusk Bandits, at least to save us a future headache. No matter what, though, we have to increase our forces to be prepared for when the witch cult strikes. Building up our relations with the other candidates went well last time, too.
The attack on the Royal Capital shifted dates from the previous attack on the manor, so I couldn't bring up any vital information during our previous talks. It may have been possible to team up with the other candidates to fend off the witch cult last time when we had formed closer relations.
This time, I'll have to talk to them without Amelia's help. This is gonna be really tough.
Without her, I'm just an associate of hers. Will they even hear me
Am
out?
I really that blind? This is beyond stupid of me. This isn't an issue of whether I can do something or not. I have to.
Persuading the candidates and strengthening our bonds with each other is an absolute necessity. That will be my main task once I'm in the capital.
No, there's something else too. The issue with the imposter.
You have been mumbling to yourself for hours, and it is annoying Betty to no end, I suppose. You barge in here in the middle of the night and start walking circles around me while muttering to yourself. Do you not realize what room you are in?
Her voice is really familiar. Can somebody find out who did Beatrice's English voice? Did we do this last time?
What do you mean, Bayako? I know this is a library of sorts, but it's a good place to think things over since no one intrudes on this peaceful atmosphere.
You are the intruder here, I suppose. Betty was enjoying the peace and quiet, and you ruined it, I suppose.
Whoa, don't shout so loud this late at night. You're one restless drill loli, you know that?
Drill Loli. Okay, that's a name.
I have nothing more to say to you. It has been too long since you were taught a painful lesson, I suppose.
Beatrice lifts her palm as she slowly inches her way towards me.
Hang on there, Beiko. I admit I got a bit carried away, but I'm not just playing around here. I was taking this very seriously, even if I was messing around with you.
Then consider this an admission of my annoyance!
That sound effect. Right as Beatrice shouts at me, it feels as if my entire life force is being drained from my body. I collapse shortly after. That's her specialty, a mana drain technique. She hit me with this before when I was recovering from my injuries, and I remember being instantly knocked out.
I shall let you off with that, I suppose. You would do well to learn something from this.
Damn, you don't pull any punches as usual. It's like my entire skeleton was ripped out of my body. Wait, ripped out?
I think back on what happened to me, and something strange latches onto my thoughts. I replay the memories in my mind over and over to figure out why, then it hits me.
When Wolf attacked Rem, she said something similar.
Wolf. Oh, right, the clown. I forgot his name was Wolf. That's right, she said she felt like something was stolen from within her, but she didn't have any external injuries, so we didn't know what exactly happened. I think I know the answer now. Wolf did the same thing to Rem as Beatrice did to me. He drained our mana.
Nice one, Beiko! Thanks to you, I solved one piece of the puzzle! You're the best!
Oh, what? Let go of me, I suppose! Put me down this instant!
You told me before that not many people can use that technique. That was the biggest hint. I can finally see a light at the end of the tunnel! That's my Beiko! You're simply amazing!
So knowing that this clown can do a mana drain is... I don't...
How to raise you to the heavens!
Behave yourself, I suppose!
Nope. And now he's banished from the library.
Good grief. This is no time to be joking around. Betty has been defiled, I suppose. I will have Bubby console me tomorrow. What a detestable man, I suppose.
Bubby? I forget who Bubby is. Oh, that's Puck.
I got some good sleep last night. And yet my body hurts all over. I wonder why.
Subaru.
Whoa! Mealy? What are you doing in my room so early in the morning?
Subaru, this isn't your room. You're in the hallway.
Huh?
You fell asleep out here, Subaru. Are you not feeling well? I'm really worried about you.
Oh no.
Maybe you shouldn't go to the Royal Capital.
What was the thing I just got? Something about running into Amelia. Beatrice sent Subaru flying out of the library, and Amelia found him unconscious on the first floor hallway. Familiar sight of the beautifully well-kept garden. That's kind of an odd one.
Whoa, hang on. There's nothing wrong with me. There's a really good explanation for this. Damn that Beiko. What a pain.
It seems I was blown out of the library last night by Beatrice, and then I passed out in the hallway. Since I was snoozing away out here, Amelia got very, very worried. Because of that, my efforts in convincing her could go to waste. I have to say, this cancels out the good work she did yesterday.
That is not of Betty's concern, I suppose.
There goes the camera blinking out again. Need to figure out why. I think it's that I'm wondering if it's that the USB itself isn't, like, staying consistently powered enough to keep it in, like, the high quality. Test it, yeah, we'll test it on that computer. So let me deactivate it and reactivate it real quick. It might make the stream freeze up for a second. Otherwise, I might just have to switch back to the no camera. Yep, looks like I'm just gonna have to switch back over to the no camera version. I'm sorry about that. Until we figure out the camera situation. I can already hear the anger in her voice. In any case.
Hello there, Subaru. I heard about what happened for Miss Amelia. Are you faring better?
Yeah. Despite falling asleep in the hallway, I feel pretty great. I hope you'll give Bayako a good scolding for me later. If she's gonna knock me out like that, she should at least send me flying to my bed.
I don't believe she would be so considerate, but I am glad to see you both getting along rather well. Beatrice always refuses to spend any time with me. You've been quite a help in that regard, Subaru.
She's pretty easy to get along with, at least to me. I think she might agree if you went on the offensive. Bayako's a big pushover, you see.
More aggressive. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You should. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you about something before I leave.
I thought you might have something on your mind. You were objecting quite a bit the other day. There is a reason you wanted Miss Amelia to stay here, no?
I'm glad you caught on to that. It's regarding the source of the information we received.
I presume you speak of the coachman who is outside. There wasn't much time for you to speak with the emissary, but you seem to be hitting it off with that young man quite well.
You're good.
Yeah. To be more precise, Tiga and my source are different, but the conversation should go more smoothly if I let Tiga take the fall. I feel sorry for Tiga, but he's gonna have to take the fall with a reputation as a blabbermouth for me.
As you know, the envoy filled me in on a lot of things. For example, at one place, Leaf House Plains, there's some bandits that have taken over the highway there.
So you worried for Miss Amelia's safety and tried to stop her from going to the royal castle. My, so that is what love looks like.
There's more to it than
Well,
that.
Roswell.
There's just so much that's off about this delay of the royal selection. Like why they're keeping it a secret. Like, I'd never leave my king on a chessboard so vulnerable when things smell so fishy. Or in shogi, for that matter.
Both your references go right over my head, I'm afraid. But I understand where you're coming from.
Roswell thinks deeply on what I told him. As usual, it's difficult to tell what he's thinking through that clown makeup of his. But Roswell is very considerate. That's why he always takes the time to listen to whatever crazy things I have to say. He's honestly a valuable resource for me. Shortly after, Roswell shrugs his shoulder slightly, then looks at me after ruminating on my words.
So that's love.
It's embarrassing when you keep saying it.
I truly understand how you feel, Subaru. But do you have any other leads on retrieving information from the royal capital?
That's the problem. That's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about, Roz.
Since I'm not with Amelia this time, I won't be able to gather any intel on the other candidates so easily. I doubt they would brush off any messengers sent their way, but...
It's going to change my impression a lot. Even if they don't shoo me away, I want to avoid getting into a situation where they won't even bother hearing me out.
And then?
If possible, I'd like to request you pen a letter for me. A letter that proves I'm visiting them as a representative of you, Roswell. Or, rather, Amelia.
That's quite the bold request. Subaru, do you understand what you are asking of me right now? My recognition of you acting as a delegate of Miss Amelia's, that isn't a small favor. I may not seem like it, but I am of rather high standing. You haven't been serving this manor for very long, and you expect me to grant you such a request?
Yes.
Moreover, how am I to know what you will say to the other candidates when you meet them?
That's fair.
Roswell's concerns are reasonable. It's basically like I'm asking him for the numbers and PIN to his bank account. Even if I tell him I won't do anything suspicious, no one would be stupid enough just to take that at face value. Besides, we've only known each other for a month now. After such a short amount of time, I'm practically asking for the keys to the kingdom.
I know doing so raises a few alarms. But don't forget, Rem will be with me. If I ever did anything out of line, Rem will definitely stop me.
Aha! You say the strangest things. Then are you telling me to place my trust in Rem and not you?
I think that's better than me trying to convince you otherwise. So, will you?
Of course. It's much easier to agree to your ostentatious demands in that case. Now then, here you are.
With that, Roswell hands me a single document.
What's this? A letter?
It is the letter you so desperately pined for.
What? You already wrote it out? Even though you were pushing against it this whole time?
Miss Amelia and I will not be accompanying you. I thought you would need it, though I am still reluctant to give it to you in the first place. However, you took a great risk in suggesting it and trying to convince me otherwise. I hope you remain just as bold when conducting business in the royal capital.
Once again, Subaru's idiocy somehow manages to get him the results he wants.
You got it. I hope you'll do your best to protect the manor too. Just like with the bandits, no one knows what'll happen.
I know. I would never take your input so lightly.
With Roswell's letter in hand, I head to the front gates to prepare for our leave. A dragon carriage has already been prepared for us.
Huh? I came to help load her luggage, but where's Rem?
I look around, not being able to find her anywhere. The luggage only seems to have been partially loaded up, too.
It's not like Rem to ever leave a job unfinished. Did something happen?
Subaru, I apologize for abandoning my work.
Oh, Rem, there you are. Why were you in the bushes?
Well, I sensed something bad, so I went to investigate.
Something bad?
Oh.
Yes. However, it may have just been my imagination.
So she says, but she went out of her way to dig through the bushes, so it must have been bothering her quite a bit.
An ominous presence in the morning we depart for the royal capital.
Something is bugging me about this situation. I get the feeling that I shouldn't just ignore it.
Subaru?
I just want to figure out what gave you that uneasy feeling and squash it. Rem, I think it's fine if we leave a little later than planned. Let's be as thorough as we can.
Are you certain? It may interfere with our schedule, and it may just end up being nothing.
If it turns out like that, then fine. I'd rather believe you and fail than not believe you and regret it.
Subaru, yes. Rem will do her best.
Oh? All right then. Let's begin our search in the garden.
All right.
I don't know what we're looking for exactly, but let's get this started.
Yes, Subaru.
Okay. Do I get to explore, or is it just going to be... Yeah, it's going to be... I should gather as much info as possible before searching the garden. Ram just happens to be at the entrance of the manor, so I'll ask if she can help us. I want to talk to Byakuo, but I don't think I'll see her if I go this way. Going the west wing seems best.
I want to talk to Bayako, but
Oh. I was trying to do things a little out of order, but...
There's something I wanted to ask you.
Ram?
I refuse, Barisu.
Wait, hang on! I haven't even asked you yet!
Oh, that is true. I merely reacted on reflex. But are you sure you are not wasting your time? The chances of me accepting your request are low, Barisu.
I thought that might be the case. So, with that said, Rem, you handle dealing with Ram.
Very well. Sister, I have a request I would like to make of you.
Of course, Rem. Anything I can do to help.
Perfect.
Just like that? She hasn't even made her request yet!
Yes, but Rem would never ask me for anything unreasonable.
Now then, Subaru, please inform Sister of your request.
Yeah, I got it. Wait, was this whole exchange even necessary?
Yes, to remind you that Ram likes to screw with you.
Of course it was, Barisu. I am listening to Rem's request. What's important is that this is not a request from you.
Alright. Well, if you'll help us out, it doesn't matter who makes the request. Anyway, Ram, getting back on track. I want you to help us search the garden.
Search the garden? You do not need assistance to prepare for your departure?
No. See, Rem sensed something troubling in the garden. I want to try to find out what it was.
I see.
It was faint, but it was a very foreboding presence.
That is quite concerning. Very well, Rem. I will help you with your search.
Okay.
Hey, Rem. Now, this is purely hypothetical, but let's say someone's lurking in the garden.
Alright. Are you going to be lurking in the garden with this mysterious presence?
Are you referring to that foreboding presence?
Yeah. Anyway, back to the garden. If someone suspicious were hiding out there, where do you think they'd be?
If I were to hide in the garden, my first thought would be to hide in the shadows of the bushes.
I see.
The bushes?
That's true. It'd be possible to hide among the thick vegetation. Hey, Rom.
I refuse.
Again?
I already know that anything you wish to find out will be indecent, Barusu.
That's not true! Well, at least not counting all the other times. I'm being serious here.
I suppose I could hear you out. Now out with it.
I want to know the layout of the garden before we start our search.
I am no gardener, therefore I would not know such specific details. All I am aware of is how the sun shines on it just right, so it is perfect to stroll through.
As I suspected of Rom. Ditching your duties to relax in the garden, eh?
Do not lump me in with the likes of you, Barusu. When I have time to spare, I always patrol the garden for anything that may be out of place. I am never idle. More importantly, Barusu, what happened to searching the yard? Are we not set to start just yet?
Yeah, just hang on a little bit more. I'm still not fully prepared for it.
Rom agreed to help us, but to be honest, we could use
Don't
more
want
eyes.
to get Mealy involved, so maybe I'll go to Bayako for some advice. Rem, about what you said before, is there anywhere else to hide besides the bushes?
I'm sorry, Subaru. Theoretically, it would be hard to find a mob beast that is capable of burrowing into the ground, though I have not heard of such a thing.
I see.
I'm sorry I wasn't of any use.
No, it's fine. If you do think of anyone that might make a good hiding spot.
Of course.
Because of other games,
If
I
think
never
of
considered
something,
talking to
I will
somebody
let you
more
know,
than
Subaru.
once. So...
Hey, Rom.
Pervert.
Did I say anything perverse just now?
It is a question from you, Barusu. So what else could it be than perverted?
I won't deny I have such interests. In fact, I'm very interested. But I care about other stuff too.
At least he admits to being a pervert.
Well, besides perverted things, what else could you possibly care about, Barusu?
Our rooms in the manor are in the west wing, right? I was curious what we use the east wing for, aside from Roswell's office.
Right. Well, most of the rooms are guest rooms, so the east wing is usually not in use.
We get guests here?
Is that truly so shocking?
I can't even begin to imagine the sorts of people who want to visit our perverted clown's home.
Barusu, it seems you need to have the respect for Lord Roswell beaten into you.
Let's save that for another time!
Hold it right there, Barusu.
Okay.
I'm not finished talking to you.
Oh, I hear an angry Bab.
Have you come to hear?
Okay.
Subaru,
Oh,
regarding
more
our
info.
talk earlier,
What's up?
a waterway travels underneath the manor. It is difficult to enter, but it would be possible to use it as a way to trespass on manor grounds without being noticed.
A hidden waterway.
Okay, I'm glad that I just talked to them over and over.
No, it's not very hidden, though it does not require frequent entry. So it's set in a place where it does not stand out all that much.
Infiltrating this place from a hidden waterway like that is a good move. You could set up traps or have strange creatures attack from within. It really tickles one's sense of adventure.
We have not set any traps inside, nor are there any strange creatures that reside within. At most, there may be insects and mice.
The waterway, huh?
Okay.
That's really suspicious. This definitely requires some investigation.
You say it is suspicious, yet you seem to be happy about it.
Because it's exciting! It's a hidden waterway, a secret passage!
I did mention it is not hidden.
Thanks, Rem! You found an amazing clue!
I cannot think of any.
Okay. Now,
Alright, time to consult Bayako.
I was
Off I go!
just about to say that, so...
And that's what happened, Bayako.
What exactly happened, I suppose? Betty does not understand what you are saying.
Come on, don't make me repeat myself. Rem sensed something bad in the garden, so I want to find out what it was. But unfortunately, we don't have much time left before we leave. That's why I came to you for help. I want you to help Ram and Rem search around the garden, and Let me know if you have any idea what that unpleasant presence might be.
Why did you not start with that? I had no idea what you were talking about until just now.
She was probably ignoring him.
But we just get each other, don't we? You're supposed to know what I'm talking about before I even say anything.
What are you going on about, I suppose? It is the exact opposite. No matter how many words come from your mouth, Betty will never understand you, I suppose.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. I know a lot's happened, but I thought we've been getting pretty close. If you keep treating me so coldly, I'll go crying to Mealy. I might just tell Puck that Bayako's been bullying me.
Bullying you? I resent that, I suppose. When did Betty ever...
Oh, God.
Why are you crying, I suppose? Betty has done nothing to you.
I'm gonna tell Puck on you.
I'm sad that the camera isn't working because my facepalm just now.
Fine. I will cooperate with you just this once, so cease your sobbing.
Yes! You won't go back on your word, right?
I'm not happy about it, but I will help you this time.
Ask if she knows anything or scour the area. I'll just ask.
So, I know I asked this earlier, but do you have any idea what it was that Rem sensed? I'm thinking it's possible that it could have been a mob beast.
If something like that just wandered in, the younger sister would not have responded so mildly as to say she felt something bad.
True. I guess that makes me feel a little better.
I would not be relieved just yet.
Huh? Why is that?
Whenever you make that face, it means you are about to stick your nose somewhere it does not belong, I suppose. You should mind your own business more, I suppose.
Just for reference, what do you mean by the face I'm making?
It is hard to describe. However, it gives me the impression that something is out of the ordinary, I suppose.
Yep. I try not to show it outwardly, but it looks like Bayako can see right through me. Well done, Bayako. She sure is sharp.
Now then, how do I go about finding what Rem sensed? We don't have much time before we leave. We need to find the source of Rem's uneasy feeling as efficiently as possible.
In all this time we've been talking, it's whoever or whatever it is probably already long gone.
That is not something we can decide here. At the very least, not when you and Betty are the only ones present, I suppose.
Good point. We should all think of a better way to search the garden. Well, I'm sorry, Bayako, but can you come with me to the entrance of the mansion? Rom and Rem are waiting.
Oh, fine. I will help you this time, I suppose.
Alright. Did I get all the information this time? So I actually get to make
Bayako,
choices?
Rom, Rem, thanks for helping out. I want to investigate the garden for anything suspicious.
Whatever it is that Rem sensed, I need to find out its true identity. It'd be too late if something were to happen because of it. Even if it's something minor, I need to squash any feelings of unease. There's also the possibility that it isn't so trivial a matter. That's why Amelia wasn't included in our little search party around the garden. So long as I'm unsure of the danger we face, I can't have her getting involved.
Speaking of which, Barusu, have you finished preparing for your departure? You are Barusu after all, so I figure you may have forgotten something important.
Don't worry. All that's left now is to load up the dragon carriage. And since most of our things have been loaded on there already, we can leave at any time. Isn't that right, Rem?
Yes, our preparations are almost complete. Just as Subaru said, we are ready to depart at a moment's notice.
Man, wouldn't that be nice? Just to be ready for a trip. You know, there's always that one person who, like, didn't pack their suitcase or forgot to put their game system in its bag, and it's me. I'm that person. I hold up trips.
In that case, you should hurry along to the royal capital, I suppose. The earlier you arrive, the better you can make use of your time here.
Oh, don't be like that, Bayako. Once I get to the royal capital, we won't be able to see each other again for a while, you know?
That is exactly what Betty wants, I suppose. Betty will be able to spend more time in peace and quiet without you around. Besides, what exactly is it that we are trying to find in the garden? You say you wish to search for whatever that unpleasant presence was, but that is too vague, I suppose.
I apologize for causing you all this trouble because of what I sensed, Miss Beatrice.
No, it's not your fault, Rem. In fact, I'm glad you sensed something was off. Alright everyone, listen up. Anything could happen. Delaying the royal selection is already a serious matter. On top of that, Mealy being a royal candidate puts her in a position to be targeted by a whole bunch of people. If something feels even remotely worrying, I want to stamp it out immediately.
That's encouraging.
I don't want to regret anything later, thinking, if only I did something back then.
But as Miss Beatrice stated, we do not know what it is we are looking for. Without more concrete directions, we do not know what to do here.
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
That's why I had everyone gather up like this. Right, Beiko?
Why are you asking Betty that, I suppose?
You're the one who said we should decide what to do after we all got together.
Betty did say something to that effect, I suppose. But you are the one who will decide on the particulars. Tell us what you are thinking first, I suppose.
I see.
Okay.
I guess you're right. I'm the one who put this all together after all. Alright then. It's just a hunch. But I've got a pretty good idea of where we should focus on our search.
That is good to hear. If you had not put any thought into this, Betty would have returned to the library without a second thought, I suppose.
Whoa! Just like that? Good thing I gathered info before consulting you, Beiko.
Yeah,
So then, Subaru,
seriously.
What is this location you are referring to? Rem would like to prioritize searching the area you believe to be most suspect.
The waterway. East hallway and Pleasant search around the gazebo. Garden search around the fountain.
Now what?
The gazebo or the fountain? So the fountain is where the bushes were where she first felt the presence. The gazebo on the east wing where only Roswell would be there. The gazebo, I think? Because searching around the front doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right. I think the area around the gazebo is pretty suspicious.
Around the gazebo?
Yeah. You searched by the bushes, but there was nothing there, right?
Yes, I sensed something ominous, but my search was futile.
I get the feeling that whatever it was knew you were coming toward them and decided to move. With that in mind, there's a good chance they fled over by the gazebo, no?
That is true. The gazebo would make a good place to hide. Okay then. Rem will focus on searching around the gazebo. To the left of where Rem sensed the ominous presence.
Okay.
Barasu, what is it you want me to do?
Oh, so I have each of them individually.
If you have any other places to search, I want you to tell me.
Okay, this makes more sense. The waterway. Oh, I missed something.
Try the gazebo over on the right. It's on the right side, so it must be the right spot.
Shh.
Hello? Hello? Earth to Rom.
That was a dumb joke.
Sorry! It was my bad for making such a bad joke. Please forgive me.
Oh, sorry. I just lost my hearing for a moment there. But did you mention something about spots?
So you did hear me. You wouldn't have said that if you didn't.
Oh,
Ah,
man.
It doesn't matter. Regardless, you should check the gazebo.
So,
on the right.
Rem's gonna look in the left side, Rom's gonna check the right.
It's a little bit past the bushes where Rem sensed that presence earlier, but that makes it all the more suspicious. If whatever it was fled when it sensed Rem was coming, it wouldn't have been strange for it to want to get as far away as possible.
Very well, Barasu. I will try searching by the gazebo when I feel up to the task.
When you feel up to it, you should search right now!
I think Rom will look into this more seriously, seeing as it was Rem who sensed the foreboding presence. But she might need help since we don't have all that much to go on. Once we actually start the search, I should check in on Rom again.
Speaking of which, Barasu, what do you plan on doing? Do not tell me that you are merely going to sit around and twiddle your thumbs.
Of course not! I'm gonna work as hard as anyone!
But your work ethic is pathetic. You need to work at least 2 times harder than anyone else to have any effect.
You're right, but still, I was just using a figure of speech. I'll work 2 times harder than anyone.
Perhaps I was wrong.
Oh
3
my
times harder
gosh.
might be necessary.
Fine, okay. I'll work 3 times harder than everyone.
I see. But you working so much harder than us is unrealistic. Even being on par with us is unlikely.
Sorry, Rom. Forget about the whole multiplication thing. Anyway, I want to search the garden now. If you find something,
What
no
about
matter how trivial
Beatrice?
it may be, let me know. I'm counting on all of you. Beiko, Rom, Rem, let's get this investigation started.
Yeah! To the mission. So I have an actual mission. That's interesting. Alright, so I need to run around and...
I will write it down.
The fact that I missed something really bothers me, though. Find the source. I have 20 turns. Hint. Support everyone so they can search efficiently. Share information once intel is gathered. If there's no new info, search other places. Okay, they're checking around. The objective is to work with your allies to find information related to the mysterious presence. Check in with your allies for updates and share information at the right time to gather information efficiently. You can check suspicious areas on your own and talk to your allies to change their search methods and to progress towards clearing the mission.
I'll find you, whoever you are.
Huh. Well, start by investigating.
Find out why Rem sensed something so ominous.
Okay.
I
That felt...
discovered some traces of someone here. There is a good chance that someone was trespassing here in the garden.
Okay. So was that off to the right? Ooh, what's this?
This area looks suspicious. Let's check it out.
I have no doubt that someone was hiding out here.
Okay. So... where is she? Oh, she's on a gazebo on the left side of the map. Okay.
Hey, Rom.
What now, Barasu? If you are going to apologize, there are far more
That's not why I'm here.
Okay.
Just
Sorry, I didn't
wanted
mean to
see
skip
if
through
you
that.
needed any help searching? We don't really know what to look for, so I feel bad having us wander around the garden like this.
Oh, so you are here to apologize.
Huh?
You said you feel bad, no?
I guess that's one way to take it.
Then what are you going to do, Barasu? If you ask me, there is only one thing that is appropriate.
I'm not sure. Either way, I'm sorry, Rom. Sorry for not having much to go on.
You are not nearly sincere enough.
Oh my gosh.
I'm terribly sorry, Almighty Rom. I thank you kindly for aiding us despite our great lack of information.
I knew you had it in you, Barasu.
Wow.
I was hesitant on how to conduct the search, but that swayed me just now. I will ensure that I am the one to find the cause of Rem's worries.
Good.
You're so dependable, Rom. I knew I could count on you.
Alright, so I need to get to Rem.
Subaru, I found some rather suspicious footprints.
There are traces of someone lurking around here.
Oh.
Hey, Rom, anything yet? Let me know what you find, no matter how insignificant it may be.
I would ask you the same, Barasu. Have you found anything yourself?
Of course I have.
Okay.
I'll fill you in, but you keep me updated on your progress too, okay?
Of course.
Yeah, we're all working
I can agree
together.
to that. I shall start.
Okay. Alright, so we exchanged information. So now I need to get to Rem. And then I'll get Beatrice.
It seems like someone was hiding here and left traces behind. It seems that presence I detected wasn't just my imagination.
Okay. So we've got people on both
It
sides?
may only be something trivial, but I will report to you everything I find.
Thanks, Rem. Keep up the good work.
Okay. It was the White Rabbit. Okay, so I got that info. Now let's see if I can get her to do something.
Hey, Beiko. How's everything going? You look a little confused about where to look.
Perhaps you are right, I suppose. We are only conducting our search based on a hunch, so it is difficult knowing what to look for.
So we've got proof of somebody on both sides, though, which is more confusing.
If you could provide more explicit instructions, it would help Betty concentrate, I suppose.
For now, why don't you look around the bushes over there to the left? It's possible that whatever it is Rem sensed didn't run off too far from where she originally looked.
2 white rabbits.
Fine, I suppose. You do have a point.
Oh, little baby. Bab just fell over.
Betty will begin her search by the bushes, I suppose.
Call me Sherlock. Solve the mystery. Good job. Proud of you,
This
Thomas.
smells suspicious. I believe there was someone lurking around here.
Perhaps someone was hiding here, I suppose. Betty can only assume as much.
Okay, that doesn't seem helpful. Is that Roswell just chilling?
This place is really suspicious. Let's check it out.
Is it?
I found some suspicious footprints.
Okay, I see that their like investigation meter
How are things
thingy at the
going,
bottom.
Meiko?
You came at the right time. There has been an update, so I was planning on telling you about it, I suppose.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Bab is fine. Okay, so if I talk...
Sorry, Beiko. You got a minute?
What is the matter, I suppose?
Oh, I was just thinking maybe we should change the location of our search.
Oh, okay. Help Rem, because... I don't know, she's got footprints here. Which side do we think they're really on? I feel like it's on this side with Rem. But Ram is finding stuff.
Hang on. I don't think we need to change spots.
What is the matter, I suppose?
Sorry, Beiko. Can you keep searching the left side? I don't think we need to have...
Oh, I would have told her to go. Okay.
Oh, fine. Betty will...
Okay. That was a waste.
Barasu, there are traces of someone lurking around here.
It is obvious that someone with...
Okay. Share
Things
info.
going, but...
You came at the right time.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, information. Alright, they're not finding anything now over here. So I wonder...
This place is suspicious too.
Nope.
Barasu, I found an obvious trick. I can say for certain that someone hid here.
Alright. So, Beatrice isn't finding anything there. So I should probably tell her to come over here.
Hey, Ron. Anything yet? Let me know what you...
I would ask you the same, but
Okay.
of course.
Okay, so there is like a meter there. So I need to find...
What's up, Ron?
If you are worried about me, Barasu,
Yeah, but you
Look
look a little
troubled.
troubled. I know we don't have much to go on, so if something's bothering you, will you let me know?
What a poor, tired, grumpy Bab.
who do you think you are talking to, Barasu? I will not confess what is on my mind to the likes of you. Instead, you should be pouring your heart out to me.
What? That was a quick turnaround!
Naturally, Barasu. It is easy to turn the tables on someone at your level. Now then, there is no need to worry about me. You should just concentrate on your own task, Barasu.
Whatever you say, Ron. Are
Alright.
you sure you're okay?
Yes, I was uncertain at first, but that feeling has passed. I will be fine.
Okay.
So concentrate on your own task, Barasu.
Alright. So the next thing is definitely to tell Beatrice to check the other side. Oh, I just barely had enough
Sorry,
movement.
Baiko.
What is the matter?
Oh, I was...
Help
Do you
Rom.
think you could check out the right side of the garden near Rom, Baiko?
Oh, fine. I will go to where the older maid is.
Thanks, Baiko. Let me know if you find anything.
Oh, it puts her all the way over there. That's nice.
Someone was most certainly hiding there.
Okay. So that should give us all we need.
We should share any information we... How are things going?
You came in.
Wow.
Yep. Alright. Yeah, I don't think there was anywhere else for me to investigate.
His footprint. It would seem the younger maid truly sensed something up.
Yep.
You came.
Alright. We're getting there. So I'm gonna have her... I'm gonna try to get this last bit of info from her, and then I'm gonna probably need to run clear to the other side. Like, further back down towards where...
There is no doubt that someone.
Okay.
How are things going?
You came in.
Wow.
Alright. All the way down... this way. Yeah, okay, so there were a couple more spots to investigate. I knew it. Someone's been hiding here this whole
I'll
time.
get you. Just you wait. There are faint traces of something having been here. I should investigate more.
Alright. So that means there's probably one more on the far side. Gosh, I'm really cutting the time close though, aren't I? Wait, there isn't one?
Rem, have you found anything yet?
We only started looking a little bit ago, so I've yet to find anything.
Sorry, Rem.
Yes, Subaru.
Talk to me then.
Sorry, Rem, but can we check somewhere else?
Of course.
Oh, I could have. Okay.
Let's see. Why don't you look over by the fountain?
Yes, Subaru. I will continue my search over there.
I got confused because it wasn't letting me change, Rom. But that makes sense. Okay.
Sorry, Rem, but can we check some...
Of course.
Never mind. Alright, we'll just keep, just have to wait for her and hope she finds the last hint that I need.
Subaru, I found some footprints.
Awesome. Please be the last bit
It
that
may
I
only
need.
be something trivial.
Thanks, Rem.
Oh, one more. This might... If she doesn't find something on this turn, then I have to do this all over again. But I'll know what I'm supposed to do.
I have a feeling I will soon find out who was hiding here.
Share.
It may only be some...
Thanks. Sorry, Rem, but
Of course.
let's...
Is something the...
I think we should keep looking...
Then shall I...
Yeah, that...
It is no problem.
Okay.
at all.
Well,
Subaru, it is time for us to depart for the royal capital.
Damn it. I know Rem wasn't just imagining things.
Oh,
They have to be hiding here somewhere.
Just give up the chase, Barazu. If nothing could be found after all we did to look, then that means this entity is long gone by now.
That is the most likely outcome, I suppose. Continuing our search would be a waste of time.
Subaru, what would you like to do?
I had
We
enough.
must leave soon, however.
All right, Rem. Let's go. Bayako and Ram are right. Even if there was someone hiding out here, there's a high chance they fled already. Looking for them now is pointless. Probably.
There's no one else here. It's pointless to continue searching. It's almost like I'm trying to convince myself of that. Against my better judgment, Rem and I head toward the Royal Capital as planned. Because our information was leaked by the spy, our actions always ended up backfiring. If only I'd done a better job. No, it's too late for that now. In the end, I'm unable to fulfill Amelia's wish to become the next ruler of Lugunica. End. Okay. So, no doubt, well, it's assumed that a whole bunch of things went wrong and we fail. We die somewhere along the way. An inconclusive end is even what it's called. Alright.
I'll find you, whoever you are.
Alright, so I will have her...
Hey, Big.
Perhaps if you could put
For now, it's possible.
fine, I said it will be.
Okay, have her go ahead and start searching the bushes.
I discovered some traces of someone here. There is a...
They can each find their hints. That's right, I have to go tell Ram to go do her search.
Hey,
What now?
that's not. You don't really.
Oh, you said you...
I.
Then what are you...
Either way.
You are not...
I'm.
I knew you
Okay.
You're so-
Get her searching
I
now.
have no doubt that some...
There are traces...
I found some
Alright, I will go search these areas.
I have to find out why Rem's.
Subaru,
Yep, suspicious footprints.
It is obvious.
Somebody was hiding there.
This area looks.
it seems like someone was hiding here. It seems that...
Okay, yep, you found stuff.
This spot is suspicious.
I think Ram has to find like 3 hints. 3 more, rather. Alright, I should get... I'll grab... Ah! I was really hoping I was going to be able to hit that one in time. Oh well. I'll just go ahead and use up this turn to check this spot.
Barazu, there are...
Alright. Now to get the information from Betty,
How are things?
You came in.
Wow.
and then tell you to go
Sorry,
search the other
but-
side.
Oh,
Go help Ram.
thanks, babe.
Okay.
Someone was most.
Now I have to go tell... Get the information from Rem,
Thanks, Rem.
and then
Sorry, Rem.
Of course.
go to the fountain.
Yeah.
Barazu, I...
Okay. That's all of Ram's hints.
His foot, it was.
Check that, because I'm way out here. Hit the
Subaru,
lamp. On my way to Betty, get Betty's hints, and then talk to Rom.
This place.
Because I don't know if I can get her to check somewhere. I think I'm getting the order of events. Share info. Okay. Now we need to get to Rom. Well, that kind of sucked, but...
Hey, Rom.
I would ask you. Of course.
Okay.
What's up, Rom?
If you are worried about...
Yeah, but I know it.
Who do you...
What?
Natural. Now then.
Whenever you...
Yes, I will be fine.
Okay.
Subaru,
That should be all the information, right? Someone's been
I'll
hiding
get you.
here. Okay. So what happens when I get this last bit of info from you?
it may only be something trivial.
Thanks, Rem. Sorry, Rem, but
Of course.
Never mind. But with my search meter is full. Ah, I needed one more turn. So they're hidden in the middle. So I finally found the spy hiding out in the garden. Fortunately, they haven't noticed me yet. I can try to grab them myself, but that might prove to be dangerous.
Rem, I found someone suspicious.
Really, Subaru?
Got it.
Yeah, seems like they didn't notice me either. I need your help to capture them. Will you?
Of course.
Of course, Subaru. What about Sister and Miss Beatrice?
How what? How did they not see Subaru? How are they hiding in the fucking... I don't even know.
If we go as a big group, we'll definitely be noticed. We should sneak up on them with as few of us as possible.
Very well, Subaru. Rem is honored to be chosen by you.
I'm guessing they were, like, hiding on top of the thing and the, like, laying down?
It's a bit much, but I'm counting on you.
Yes, I will do my best for you, Subaru.
Okay. Whatever.
Change of plans. It seems the target may not be accompanying them.
Who the heck are you talking to?
Metal Gear!
Ugh. I don't like the idea of you snooping around someone else's home.
Oh, sorry about that. I just happened to find myself here while running an errand.
Oh, really? Are you from Arlem Village?
Yeah, that's right. So,
That's odd. I know all the villagers' faces and names, but I don't recognize you. Sorry, but do you mind telling me who you are? I'll remember it for next time.
Oh boy.
Yes, Subaru. Stop. I will not allow you to trespass any further.
Ram! Don't chase too! Damn it, I can't catch up. I hope he isn't hiding anything up his sleeve.
He is a spy. I chase after Rem as she pursues the mysterious man to the other end of the garden. Then...
Over there! Ram!
Subaru, I'm sorry. I failed.
You failed. So he got away?
It appears his escape was planned as well. He hid his presence and scent. If he manages to erase his footprints in the forest, then it would be dangerous to pursue him.
Yep.
You made the right call not to follow after him too far. He could be waiting for us with a trap set up. For now, we should just be happy we chased him away.
Right. But he did break this before leaving.
What's this?
A mirror?
Yes, this is known as a conference mirror. It is a media that can speak to the owner of the conference mirror it is paired with. Unfortunately, since it is broken, we will not be able to know who the intruder was speaking with.
Odds are, it must be someone related to everything going on. That guy from earlier must have been a spy or an undercover agent keeping an eye on the manor. We need to be more thorough in gathering intel. Now that I think about it, Emilia had her dragon insignia stolen while she was in the royal capital. So maybe her schedule while she was there got leaked.
I don't want to think about the spy having figured that out, but I can't rule it out. As for where they came from...
Most likely possibility would be the witch cult. For now, we should give this mirror to Roswell. Letting him know about this should keep him on his guard.
Very well. Let us inform him immediately.
From the corner of my eye, I see Rem prepping everything to give to Roswell. I, on the other hand, just stare at the sky, my heart heavy. It seems like the enemy has been here all along, which means...
I have even less time than I thought to prepare.
And that's why the bandits attack sooner or later.
Do not cause any trouble for Rem. She has much to tend to. She does not have time to deal with you. I expect you to procure your own food.
I'm not a baby. I can feed myself.
I can tell you that babies can't... Well, I guess babies can't. She is a toddler. Bab is actually toddler, but... She was trying to feed herself before she was officially a toddler. We had just failed to catch the spy, but I responded my usual manner to Ram's sharp tongue. I'd already secretly reported to Ram and Roswell about the spy that was hiding among us. If I let Emilia in on it, I know she'd just get more worried about me going to the capital, so I didn't say anything.
It's not like we can keep it a secret forever.
Is there something on your mind again?
Whoa, Mealy! Don't sneak up on me like that! Your adorable face really surprised me!
Did I really surprise you that much? Then I'm sorry, I'll be more careful next time. But how would I do that?
The words just sprang out, making Emilia mull over what I said seriously, but her doing that is so adorable.
Even her breathing is cute. EMA, Emilia Major Angel!
God, his... Subaru is supposed to be cringy. Like, that's the point of him, especially in these early points. Later, it becomes endearing because he's... Like, here he does it mostly to cover up for his awkwardness. Later, he just owns it, and it's great.
There you go, saying that weird stuff again. I saw you sneaking around with Rem earlier. If you hide things from me like that...
I'm sorry, but hear me out. Everything I do is for your sake. I seriously think about what's best for you and do what I can for your sake. That I can assure you. Cross my heart.
I'm happy you say that, but... Subaru, the dragon carriage is ready. We should depart now.
Seems like the carriage was prepared while Emilia and I were talking. To be honest, I wish we could keep talking forever, but I might let something slip if our conversation goes on any longer. So...
See you, Mealy. We may be apart for a while, but just imagine I'm your pillow and hug it every night.
Oh, Subaru. There he goes again.
Okay.
Subaru always treats me so well, but I haven't done anything for him in return. So why?
You know... That's actually a really good point, and that's something that I don't think has... I feel like there's implications as to why he's just so immediately in love with her, but because he fell in love with her at first sight, and she saved his life from being beat up by a bunch of bandits, or street thugs or something. Yeah, it was just some thugs in an alley. And yeah, he just fell in love with her because she saved his life, but I think he then died and that reset, so he wound up meeting her through different circumstances. So I don't actually fully remember or understand why he's in love with her, other than she was the first pretty girl that gave him the time of day.
He's just Barazu. What does Rem see in him? That is something I will never understand.
I'll record it.
What Rem sees in Subaru is that he... It's not like I'm worried about the village or anything, but we need to head to the royal capital for now. Like, why give me a world map if I can't actually go anywhere?
Off to the royal capital we go.
Yes, we should be able to get there a little past fire time if we hurry.
How many times do I have to tell you?
Appa seller, of course.
I don't remember making any promises to you a month back.
I get that. It just makes me so sad every time you say it.
Huh? What do you mean? You've been here before. Sorry, didn't mean to make you feel bad.
I've come here over 10 times by now. But for you, this is only our second encounter.
And we're practically strangers. How am I supposed to recognize you?
With that, the shopkeeper glares at me with his tough-looking, scarred face. If you've never met him before, he looks pretty menacing, but this guy is a really good person at heart, so there's actually nothing to be afraid of.
You heard him, Subaru. We shouldn't distract him from his work any further.
I understand, Rem, but look around us. No one else even dares to come close to his stall. You can hardly call him busy.
You little... Ooh. If you're just gonna screw around, then go somewhere else.
I'm not screwing around. I'm here for a perfectly good reason, even if you don't remember.
Friendly reminder, Subaru headed to Kadomon to buy Appas like he promised, but he didn't remember their promise. Again.
What do you keep going on about? What is it you want, anyway?
I promised you I'd come back as a customer, so I'm here to buy some Appas.
Oh, so you really are a customer, eh? I thought you were just being a thorn in my side for no reason.
You're such a kidder. I'll have Rem here turn these Appas into delicious baked snacks. So, give me 10 of them. Also...
Sure thing. Thanks for the business. What else did you want?
Also, I want you to deliver a message to Old Man Rom.
Huh? You know the old man?
You don't have to be so suspicious. He helped me out one time while I was here in the capital.
So we're doing this again to make sure that Felt winds up being in the royal selection.
I wouldn't ask you to relay a message to him if I didn't know the guy beforehand, right?
Guess so. Well, alright then. What do you want me to tell him?
Reinhardt has what he's looking for. He should know what I mean.
Okay. The meeting to explain why the royal selection's been delayed will happen with or without Amelia in the royal capital. Felt and Melty will make their debuts as candidates. There's a good chance Felt will drop out if Old Man Rom doesn't barge in and get captured. That'd be exactly what the imposter wants. I can't let that happen no matter what. The royal selection can't start just because any 5 people gather in the castle. They have to have the proper rights and goals to compete with one another.
Amelia coming out on top with all that considered would be the best scenario. I'll take care of any problems that come our way. But for now...
Subaru, I'm going to reserve an inn. What will you do?
Let's see... I gotta go somewhere. So, I guess we'll part ways and...
Very well. Then I shall accompany you.
No, that wouldn't be efficient. We don't really need to stick together.
No, I am going with you. I made a promise with Master Roswell and Miss Amelia.
You're super assertive today. I guess it's okay then. Not like I have any reason to refuse.
In fact, no one knows what might happen now. The attack on the royal capital shifted from when I thought it was originally going to occur. It's actually much better if we stick together. I wouldn't have to worry about anything in that case.
Okay then, let's go together.
Great. So, where are we going?
About that, I want to go to church and say a few prayers.
Gonna go meet Melty.
This
Before
is
the
church.
royal selection.
What did you say you needed from here?
Well, actually, I'm not here to pray. I need to meet with the people inside.
I stick out my chin while I look the church over, with Rem also looking at the building.
Now that I think about it, this will be my first time meeting Melty.
That encounter happened after she'd heard the news about us defeating the Dusk Bandits. She was among the group of people welcoming us into the capital. She blended in with the crowd, considering how she looked so plain. But this time around, we didn't defeat the Dusk Bandits. So naturally, we weren't given a big welcome and didn't get the chance to meet Melty.
I've got to be careful what I say in front of her. This is the first time we're meeting after all.
Is something the matter, Subaru?
No, it's nothing. By the way, is this the church that worships the Holy Dragon?
I'm not too familiar with this church, but I believe it is. Lagunica reveres the noble dragon Lord Volcanica due to our covenant. This church was built to honor that.
You mean like, this is how they express their thanks to the Holy Dragon?
I believe so, though I am not too pious myself.
Still, there are a lot of people around here who are.
I'd say that's pretty natural. Basically, the dragon is like a god in this world, but its existence has been proven. Unlike the gods who don't meddle in the affairs of the world, even when their followers pray, the dragon apparently does offer its help.
Taking that into consideration, I can understand why they like to cling to it so much. Maybe I should convert.
There was even a note that this whole royal selection is specifically to fulfill the covenant with the dragon, and if they don't fulfill it, then either the dragon will kill them all, or the dragon will abandon them and no longer help the people when they need it.
I think that would be wonderful. The doors to the church are always open.
There's Melty.
Ah, that voice.
Oh, I'm sorry to sneak up on you. I am a nun in this church.
And you couldn't pass up the chance to recruit another potential parishioner, eh?
That's right. I was only appointed here recently, so I'd like to get along with the citizens of the royal capital, but things don't often turn out as well as you hope.
Oh,
True.
Really? That's, unexpected.
I think back to the get-together we had and how she acted at the church. She was always surrounded by people, so I never thought she'd have trouble getting along with everyone. In any case...
If it's okay with you, can we talk inside?
If you have the time to spare, that is.
I don't mind one bit. Please, come in. Tiga! Tiga, are you there?
Yes, I'm right here. You sure came back in high spirits, Mel. Did something... Oh.
Hey, bestie. You seem to be doing well.
Subaru? What are you doing here?
Weren't you the one who told me you worked at this church? Since I came to the royal capital, I thought I'd pop by for a little visit.
We only just met. What a quick reunion this is.
Huh? Huh? You two already know each other?
Oh, her reaction, that was pretty good.
Yes,
It was cute.
I am surprised as well. You were one of the messengers who came to the manor yesterday, right?
Messenger. Oh, so you two are just like me, a royal candidate.
Mel!
And gave it away.
Huh? Oh,
Tiga puts his hand on his forehead while Melty quickly covers her mouth, but it's too late. Melty totally lets her tongue slip, exposing who she truly is. Then again, only Rem and I are here to hear it.
A royal candidate. Then this nun is the last candidate to be revealed.
Subaru and Rem, was it? Please don't misunderstand. There's a reason Mel is hiding her identity for the time being. And that's...
Because the Council of Wise Men told her to keep quiet?
That's right. You're a sharp one.
It's pretty obvious once you think about it. Especially by process of elimination. I guess it's also possible that some higher up in the church would want you to keep quiet.
But as for the Council of Wise Men, they're far more concerned about the identity of the fake candidate. This is their first precaution. Knowing about Melty's existence in and of itself would put me in the forefront of potential imposters. Pretty unreasonable, but...
Huh?
I'm sorry, but please keep this a secret.
So, you want me to lie for you, is that it?
Huh? That wasn't my intention.
Subaru, you should not tease a royal candidate like that. We are here as representatives of Miss Amelia. We must act accordingly.
Yeah, I know. Let's start over then, shall we?
Start over?
My name is Subaru Natsuki, and she's Rem. What's your name?
Yes, I am Melty Pristis. It's so nice to
Pristis.
meet you.
Such a weird name, Pristis. I find...
Sheesh, you were really good at calming Mel down back there. Are you actually a ladies' man?
Tiga blurts this out after we move to the dining area.
You think I'm a ladies' man? Don't be ridiculous. If I were good at dealing with women, I wouldn't be running so many circles around Mealy. I haven't made any progress with her.
It is true. Subaru is not at all a ladies' man. Rem finds that quite adorable.
He's not a ladies' man, but I love him so.
I can't deny that, even if it does sting a little.
That's not really something to be proud of.
But you two seem to hold a great deal of trust in one another.
Yep.
You must have a wonderful relationship.
Uh-oh.
You're right about that. But it's more like how you and Tiga are so trusting of one another.
I see. Of course, I'd appreciate it if Mel shared the sentiment.
Oh no, you've got it all wrong. Tiga is only with me because we're childhood friends.
Oh. So Melty is just Amelia.
Ah, childhood friends. I see now. So that's how you know each other.
Because the childhood friend never wins. After hearing that revelation, I figure out the secret to their relationship. I've always thought those two seemed rather close. Now that I know they're childhood friends, I'm convinced. But...
So, you've been connected at the hip since childhood, huh? You must have it pretty hard, Tiga.
I'm glad you picked up on that. I've been struggling for many years now. I'd like my perseverance to be commended every now and then.
Melty's reaction to Tiga's strife is concerning. Now I just feel sorry for him. Oh, hang in there, buddy. I started reading a manga that was called, I think it was just called The Rom-Com Where the Childhood Friend Won't Lose. And I only read a little bit of it. It wasn't amazing. It had a really weak start, in my opinion.
Before I go on, here's a gift. I thought it'd be rude if we showed up empty-handed.
Wow, thank you. These appas look delicious.
I hand over the appas and Melty's lips form a big smile as she receives them.
I'm sure that scary-looking shopkeeper would be happy to know how much you like these.
I'll cut these up later and enjoy some with Tiga.
If we had more time, I would have wanted to have Rem bake you something sweet instead.
A dessert made from appas. If you'd like, Rem can still fulfill your request, Subaru.
Well, we can save that for another time. So, I hope you look forward to it.
Wonderful.
By the way, what did you want to speak to us about? You're being awfully friendly here. Are you plotting something?
That's pretty rude. Melty was the one who exposed herself to us. I haven't done anything.
I'm sorry.
I just noticed her eyes were actually shifting right there. Like shaking with worry. It was just a really small detail. She's probably done it before.
Oh, Mel. Don't take it the wrong way. There really isn't any other way to put it. But I do hope you'll be more careful from here on out.
That wasn't very consoling.
Now then, Subaru. Master Tiga seems to be wondering as well. What about the reason we came here?
Since we're in town, I thought we'd say hi to a few of our acquaintances. But things are a little different now, knowing Melty's a royal candidate.
Meaning?
No need to worry. That just means we can be on friendlier terms with one another.
Do you mean to say that Miss Amelia and I will be allies? I think that's a wonderful idea.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. It's better to have more friends than enemies, after all.
Words to live by. But you could also say that incompetent allies may be more harmful than a competent enemy.
Very, very true. As he says so, Tiga glares right at me. I sit up straight at his intense stare. Tiga seems to be a bit more wary of me than last time. Could it be due to how I found out about Melty's situation? But I'm not the one at fault here, so I don't know how to respond to that.
I don't doubt that. I want you to take a good hard look at me and judge that for yourself. I don't want to be seen as incompetent, but I wouldn't exactly say I'm all that competent either. I like to think I'm somewhere in the middle.
I see. I understand. You seem like the hard-working type. You're already running all over the royal capital spreading around that idea.
I wouldn't say it like that. Like I said earlier, I just want to have as many allies as possible, because you never know where enemies may be lurking. Danger can come at a moment's notice, whether it be political rivals, assassins, or even bandits.
Bandits, huh?
I completely agree. We should always help each other when we're in need.
His response makes me more suspicious of him having the spy.
Exactly. If it ever came down to it, I'd like for you to help us out. That's why I'm bribing you with those appas.
I just accepted a bribe?
Melty's panicked look puts a smile on my face, though I am a little uncomfortable with how off-putting the situation seems. It could be said that Melty's camp was the friendliest towards us in previous loops. Melty's attitude hasn't changed in that sense. But maybe it was because I went to the church too early, or there was an issue with my demeanor because Tiga seems to be strangely wary of me. There's no point in worrying about what's already unfolded. I just have to be careful when I talk to the other candidates. I also hope Tiga and I can talk like we used to. It's such a weird thing to say. I hope we can talk like we used to. You know, like we normally do tomorrow.
You are quite late. I was worried something may have happened along the way.
I am terribly sorry, Miss Crochet. And unlike what was previously discussed,
Miss Amelia isn't with Mew. And after Miss Crochet took the time to meet Mew in person, that doesn't make Mew look too good, Mew now.
It's your favorite, Thomas. If you're still even there, I wouldn't blame you if you'd already run away.
I apologize once more.
We just arrived at the mansion and Rem is already bowing her head in apology to Crochet and Ferris. The reason it turned out this way is because our schedule fell behind when we visited the church. Not to mention that Amelia isn't with us, and since I made the call on both of those points...
I'm the one at fault here, not Rem. I made a slate, and Amelia isn't here because of me.
From what I gather, you must be the one mentioned in the letter. I believe your name was...
Subaru Natsuki. I'm sorry for being so disrespectful.
The letter she mentions is the one Roswaal sent to Crochet prior to us meeting now. The contents of that letter mentioned a request to have my gate treated as well as to look after Amelia.
Regarding your treatment, I have prepared for the best healing mage in the kingdom to look after you. As for the conditions of accepting the arrangement, we have already come to an agreement with Margrave Mathers. But there is still one issue to address.
As she says so, Crochet turns to look at me. Based on my past experiences with her, I sense that she wants to bring up something that would be difficult to discuss with me here.
Don't worry, Crochet. I have a letter from Roswaal explaining my role in this. Rem and I are official representatives of Amelia.
I see. I will take a look.
I hand over... Typo. I hand over the letter I'd been keeping in my pocket. Crochet reads through it rather quickly, then...
I must ask you one thing, Subaru Natsuki.
Yes?
It is true the Margrave wrote this letter expressing that you are his and Amelia's representatives. However, this letter is not but mere paper. You must keep in mind responsibility lies upon the one who bears it. Do you understand the meaning of this? Are you prepared to take on that weight?
Crochet's overpowering aura as she asks the question makes me feel like it's burning me alive. All this pressure is making it hard for me to breathe. I try to sink my body down, but Crochet's intensity is unwavering. My lungs feel like they've collapsed. I'm at a loss for words as my voice catches in my throat. Yet, despite the suffocating atmosphere, a fire of my own wells up inside me. The pressure, the fear, the despair I felt in that moment, nothing can overwrite that. A nightmare that washes everything in white and puts the world in an icy slumber. To overcome that...
I am prepared. You may not see it that way, but it's true. I'm ready. And I fully understand that my conviction can't be proven with that letter alone.
In the end, no matter what I say, nothing can describe what I've seen. If she thinks I'm just talking out my ass and assumes I'm lying, it'll be over.
I understand. I shall return this letter to you. I, too, recognize you and Rem as the Margrave's representatives.
Miss Crochet, are you sure?
I inquired about the strength of his resolve, and I am satisfied with his answer. Whether they can achieve any results is dependent on their actions and devotion to their cause.
I thank you for your kindness, Miss Crochet.
Welcome back, mean cow. Your waifu has returned.
Hi, waifu.
Do not thank me. I will fulfill your requests. Please await a formal reply tomorrow.
And I do apologize for the lack of camera, but it glitched out on me again. And I you know, I might take a break here in a few minutes and I'll try to fix it.
Well then, you heard Miss Cruchet. Hey, Subaru,
Huh?
don't harm me. Keeping quiet like that is rude, Mew, no. Why aren't Mew more excited or rubbing your head on the floor?
Why would I rub my head on the floor? Anyway, I was just so surprised that I couldn't speak.
Time completely froze for me until Ferris spoke. I thought for sure I'd get eaten alive, but I managed to survive by holding my ground.
Your expression has changed. Now you look like a completely different person. Perhaps I misjudged you.
Wait, Crochet! You can't go back on your word now.
I am merely joking. I sense a powerful, sincere wind emanating from you. Although, it is a precarious one.
What is... Oh, Cruchet's abilities. Cruchet used her abilities to assess Subaru's conviction. No one can get away with lying to her face. The third first contact. I think she actually does have the power to... Because they mentioned it before with the dragons. That they have... where is it? Oh, divine protections. Various blessings. So some people just have random magical powers that are unique to them. And I think Cruchet's more or less just a living lie detector. When she uses it.
Is that a poem or something?
Never mind that. Now, I cannot go into great detail regarding the letter, but since you're here, you may as well stay for dinner tonight.
Since she was prepared to welcome Miss Amelia, it's a pretty nice setup.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, right.
Ferris's sarcastic remark reminds me to pull out a bag, which I show the two of them. They should already know what's inside.
This is my bribe. Please accept it.
I hand over the bag of appas as proof of our friendship. I don't understand why apples are such a big deal. The next day, after having dinner at Cruchet's manor...
Good morning, Mr. Subaru. I have come to get you.
Ah, Wilhelm.
Wilhelm? You went out of your way to come here?
Today is the first day of your treatment as agreed upon. Ferris can be quite busy in a manner of speaking, so I was sent to fetch you.
The man bowing in front of me is Wilhelm, an associate of Cruchet's. In any case, this is the first time he's been sent to come get me.
Is this because I was late yesterday?
I would not know. I merely came here as Ferris had instructed me.
That cute-faced little... So, Ferris is the type to hold grudges, huh?
That is Ferris's nature, and Crochet tends not to interfere.
Oh,
Is that
Ferris.
so? Oh, right. About what we were talking about yesterday.
There is no need to rush. Miss Crochet is not one to heedlessly fret over such matters. I will not ask you to hold your breath, but instead that you please just wait a little longer.
Right. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Heeding Wilhelm's advice, I keep my expectations in check. Still, what he's saying makes sense. Unlike last time, Amelia isn't here. And at this point, no one outside of the involved parties know why the royal selection has been delayed. That means I'm missing a key component to help push Cruchet's decision along. Blech. Why am I so tongue-tied? The contents of Roswell's letter had to do with establishing friendly relations between Amelia's and Cruchet's camps. One could say that it's something like an invitation to form an alliance. As for whether Crochet will accept it or not, it's still too soon for her to give us a clear answer.
There isn't much time left.
It's frustrating, but I'm the only one who knows this. But if I go on about a threat without evidence to back up my claims, people will just dismiss me and call me crazy. The number of lives at stake is just too great. I need to stay calm and keep the situation under control.
I feel like I'm slowly losing my edge.
Is something wrong, Subaru? If something is bothering you?
I don't know. I just feel like my humanity is about to deteriorate. Do you notice anything about the look in my eyes? It doesn't look worse than before, does it?
No, there is no cause for concern. Your eyes have always been very distinctive.
Oh gosh,
Rem is
Rem.
always flustered when looking into them.
I guess that's one way to put it.
Pardon me, but will you be ready soon? I have a dragon carriage awaiting you, so please allow me to take you to the manor.
Oh, sorry. We're good to go.
Excuse me. Is it alright if I come as well? I am worried about Subaru, and I would like to observe Master Felix's healing arts.
I don't think Ferris would mind, but are you also familiar with the healing arts, Miss Rem?
Yes.
Oh,
That is why I would like to see
that's
Master
right.
Felix the Blue at work.
I see. I admire how studious you are.
I forget that she can do magic, since she mostly just uses a flail.
Thank you. Someone I know often injures himself, and I worry about his health.
You're quite a lucky fellow, Subaru.
Yeah, it really helps that everyone takes good care of me. That includes you too, Wilhelm.
You have interpreted my sentiment a bit differently than I intended, but very well. Let us make way to the dragon carriage.
Wilhelm is a really good guy. I know I forgot his name when we started, but I distinctly remember him being one of my favorite characters in the arc where he is most relevant. But I also mentioned I just really like the elderly gentleman swordsman types like him. There's another game that I might try streaming at some point, Tales of Xillia, that has a character like that, and I don't remember much about that game, but I do remember there being an older guy, and that was pretty rad. With that, we get into the carriage waiting for us in front of the inn and get taken to Cruchet's manor for the first time since last night. Then, treatment and pain.
Uncle!
Jeez, you exaggerate too much. I haven't done anything that terrible to Mew, have I?
So I have to say, when Subaru gets reset, is it actually resetting his inner gate? Because that blows.
You think this isn't terrible? You're basically a doctor. Don't you understand how your patients feel?
What a mean thing to say. Barry is hurt. Maybe I should tell on you to Miss Cruchet.
Why you?
Bleh.
Tongue out, Ferris claps while dodging my spiteful gaze. Ferris's treatment is as usual, but it still feels like my insides were being mixed with a blender.
If I think about it calmly, my body resets every time I return by death, so the treatment will never be finished.
True story.
Meow. No need to moan about it so much. These things are most painful in the beginning, so it will gradually ease up, meow.
Quiet you! You're just adding insult to injury. I've had to go through that most painful part so many times already!
Huh? What do you mean? Has your gate been clogged many times before? Mew should have learned her lesson by now.
It can't be helped, but Ferris sees the world completely different from me, so our conversation isn't quite lining up.
Well, aside from the stubborn Subaru, what about Mew, Rem? Did Mew learn anything useful?
Yes. Thank you for your consideration. It was a great learning experience. However,
Yes?
what you did so naturally was so advanced that it may be difficult for Rem to reproduce such methods. Perhaps I can manage an imitation of the key points at best.
Not even you can do it, Rem?
Seeing Rem's lack of confidence and disheartened reaction, I honestly can't help but be surprised considering she was the one who healed my wounds before. Out of the members of Roswell's Manor, Amelia, Rem, and Beatrice are the ones who can use healing magic. Based on what I've heard, Amelia isn't very good at it, so really it's just Rem and Beatrice who are the two specialists.
Rem is nowhere near Miss Beatrice's level. Lord Roswell has taken the trouble of teaching me, yet I am still inadequate.
Wouldn't that make Roswell a bad teacher then?
Yes. I've been told he's an amazing magician, but they say many geniuses struggle with teaching things that come so easily to them.
Maybe Roswell is like that too. Like he just makes a bunch of noises when he tries to teach people things.
Mew sure say the craziest things, Subaru. You know that Marguerite Mathers is the greatest magician in the entire kingdom and the head of the Royal Court Magicians, right?
I didn't know that.
Someone like that couldn't be bad at teaching others. Although, now this is just a rumor, but I've heard the Margrave isn't good at using healing magic.
Really?
Yes, it is true Lord Roswell is not proficient in healing magic.
Huh.
However, he has ordered textbooks for me starting from the most basic ones, and has been very thorough in his support.
Huh. That's kinda unexpected. Or maybe not.
Roswell's a free spirit who acts pretty nonchalant about everything, but there's no doubt that he cherishes Rem and Rom greatly. Some time ago, he reacted with anger when he lost Rem during that loop at the mansion. His attitude from that time proves it.
But if that's true, have you and your sister known Roswell for a long time, Rem?
Yes, we've worked for him since we were little. Ever since our village was burned down.
That escalated quickly!
Was that a reference to the meme? Maybe this has to do with what Rom had mentioned something in passing a while ago. She said her village was engulfed in flames.
Oh, Rem, I'm sorry.
It's quite alright. Rem has already come to terms with it. But you are very kind, Subaru.
If this is me being kind, I guess I set the bar pretty low.
Ferris is just sitting there.
Once Mew
There we
makes
go.
up your mind on something, Mew loses sight of everything else. Though, Fairy understands how Mew feel. Fairy is head over heels for Miss Cruchet's noble character.
Speaking of that Cruchet that you love so much, how are things coming along since we last spoke?
Really, Meow? You're so hasty, Subaru. Don't Mew remember what Miss Cruchet said? She said she'll think about it, so just trust her and wait patiently. And don't worry, she'll treat Mew well.
You and Wilhelm said the same thing.
Meow? Mew asked Old Man Will about this? Now Mew know how in sync we all are.
Yeah, I guess.
All I can do in the face of Ferris's amused laughter is nod along, a forlorn expression on my face. A combination of this discomfort from having my insides stirred up and this inexplicable sense of fretfulness. They make it abundantly clear that I'm anxious to do something about the situation as quickly as possible. But we're not going to get that because...
Now that we're finished with your treatment, we should unwind for the day and head back to the inn.
Alright, so I am going to go hit the restroom and all that jazz, and we'll be back in just a minute. Alright, we are back. I'm trying the face cam one more time real quick. Just to see if it'll... Okay. You good? Looks like we're good in the short term. I turned the light off because... There we go. We'll see how long it lasts before it crashes again, but at least we've got it.
Not so fast, Rem. Do you remember what our goal is in coming to the royal capital?
Because we had it going at the beginning, and then, I don't know, maybe an hour into it, it flickered, it crashed.
To investigate why the royal selection has been postponed, as well as your objective to recruit more allies for Miss Amelia.
Exactly. Healing my gate is just a bonus. I do understand you're just worried about me, Rem.
Although I probably should have... One quick second. Put my robe on, because I'm a little bit cold, because I turned my heater off in here earlier, because it didn't need it. But by the time it warmed up the room, it'll be time to go to bed, so...
Yet you still push yourself. I understand. Looking after you is also a part of Rem's duties. Miss Amelia and Lord Roswell did leave you in my care after all. Please leave everything to Rem.
Nope, down the wrong pipe. Worst way to drink tea.
Yeah, that'll be a big help.
So, what exactly will we be doing? Have you formulated some kind of plan?
For now, I think we should pay each of the royal candidates a visit. Do you know anything about them?
I'm not acquainted with many of them, but I have heard about the types of people they are.
Oh.
There are Miss Melty and Miss Crochet, both of whom we met yesterday, the chairwoman from Kararagi, Miss Anastasia, and the aristocrat of Lagunica, Miss Priscilla.
Okay.
With 5 candidates, the royal selection will be a battle between Miss Amelia and those 4.
Because Felt isn't part of the equation yet. Rem counts on the candidates on her fingers as she fills me in. However, the truth is a bit different from what Rem currently knows. What I mean is, Felt will be revealed as the 6th candidate at the briefing that will be held at the castle tomorrow.
According to Tiga, the order in which Felt and Melty were found is different depending on who you talk to.
Either way, since the announcement will take place tomorrow, that part isn't really important.
Anyway, I want to pay a visit to the other 2 candidates, but...
But?
Both are pretty quirky. Or rather, they have some more worrying qualities about them.
Of all the candidates, Anastasia and Priscilla are the trickiest to deal with. Anastasia is a businesswoman, and I know I'm no match for her in a verbal duel. On the other hand, the issue with Priscilla has more to do with her personality, and I have no idea if she'll even listen to us. But if we're talking about the fake 6th candidate and all that, there's plenty of reason to suspect these 2. As I thought before, if the 6th candidate is vying for a throne in place of the real one, Amelia and Felt are at a disadvantage from the beginning. Amelia is a half-elf that everyone hates on for some arbitrary reason or another, and Felt is an orphan from the slums. Going out of the way to make either of them out to be the imposter is like giving up on winning from the get-go. I still believe Amelia has what it takes to win, though. Logically, that means the imposter is one of the remaining 4. Among them, I've already seen for myself that Crochet and Melty aren't faking anything. Melty is definitely... Well, since this is an alternate story, and I think I've had this realization conversation to myself multiple times. That's why the last 2 are so suspicious. Between them, the most suspicion... There are a lot of typos in this loop. The most suspicion one is...
Anastasia was attacked by Wolf when she was with me.
I honestly don't remember much because I was so frantic back then, but it didn't seem like Anastasia was acting. If Wolf is targeting the royal candidates and Anastasia was the one he was after...
Wait.
I think it threw to that point, then realized something strange. Wolf's position in all of this is completely unclear. Because of the tragedy that occurred at the royal capital from last time, I thought he was part of the witch cult and one of Betelgeuse's comrades. But if that's the case, why would Wolf go after Anastasia? Aren't the royal candidates unrelated to the witch cult's objectives?
Could it be that the two aren't affiliated? Even though they were both at the scene at the same time, were they actually not working together?
If I think back on it calmly, I may have subconsciously considered the fake candidate and the witch cult to be unrelated issues. Honestly, I don't know what the witch cult's true goal is, but thinking back on Betelgeuse's crazed behavior, he doesn't seem like a terrorist attacking a nation with a purpose. Their scope is much narrower, and they're more like a group of hopeless deviants. With that in mind...
With Anastasia being a target, it shouldn't be a bad idea to warn her.
It appears you have made up your mind, Subaru.
Rem has been patiently waiting next to me for my response as I mull things over. I give her a firm nod.
Yeah, I've got a plan. Let's go visit each of the candidates, starting with Anastasia.
Understood. However, it is unclear whether she is still in the royal capital.
About that, I've actually got an idea where she might be.
You do? But how?
Oh, right. Roswell gave me a heads up.
I see.
Yeah.
As expected of Lord Roswell. Rem admires how Subaru makes such good use of his advice.
Subaru's great at just blaming other people for why he knows things.
Isn't that a bit much? So, here we are at the tavern I had in mind.
A tavern? But the smell of food is more fragrant than the smell of alcohol.
Yeah, they serve lunch during the day. It's apparently only in tavern mode at night.
It's too bad I've never visited the tavern at night, but since I can't drink, I don't plan on doing so anytime soon. Which is funny because I think they've mentioned that it is fine for him to drink, but he still has the mentality that in Japan he's not of drinking age, so he refuses to drink whenever it's offered.
Putting aside this place's business model, the objective of our visit is...
I look around inside the tavern. When it comes to finding Anastasia, this is the only place I know. The main problem, however, is that she'll actually be here tomorrow, not today. It'd be great if she was here today too, but...
Be too much to hope for, huh?
Right as I'm about to call it quits...
Whoa!
Sorry for bumping into you. I should have watched where I was going. I hope you're okay.
So cute.
No, it's fine. Wait, you're...
Hmm? Mister, do you know Mimi? Have we met somewhere before? I can't remember at all.
The cat-eared girl, rather the cat girl in front of me laughs and I immediately recognize her. Plus, her name is easy to remember since she refers to herself with it in the first person. I mean, in third person. That's right, she's...
Hey, Mimi! It's not good to get in other people's way. I'm so sorry about her. I hope she hasn't injured you or anything.
My lady! Mimi didn't do anything! It was just a tiny bump! And I even apologized right after! I've grown up so much!
Yes, I'm glad you apologized right away. But make no mistake. Whether or not you receive forgiveness is entirely dependent on how the other person feels about your apology.
What? That's super serious!
Wow.
Hey, mister, are you the kind of person who can't forgive Mimi?
I still don't know how I feel about Anastasia's voice acting. Like, when she's calm like this... I don't know. It doesn't... It's not bad. I just don't feel like it's... great. It's just voice act. I don't know.
Mister?
Subaru? What's wrong?
I...
Huh? It's not I. It's Mimi. That's Mimi's name. Say it if you understand.
I found you!
Huh?
Okay. That was some kind of response.
How interesting. So you're saying that you, Natsuki, and Rem here are both from Amelia's camp?
Yes, that is correct. We apologize for the sudden intrusion.
It's fine. This isn't my home or anything. And we just happened to run into each other at the same eatery. That's really all there is to it.
Anastasia then has us sit at a table and talks with us. I'm really glad for how things turned out, but...
With Mimi bumping into you, we must have been brought here today for a reason. I'm a firm believer in fate, you know.
Oh, I see. I didn't expect that from you. I thought all you merchants were more pragmatic.
Of course, being grounded is important. I run a company, and I won't get anywhere with intuition alone or by reading the weather. But once you've exhausted all your wits, it can be exactly those superstitions that affect the outcome at the end of the day. That's why I don't take things like luck or prayer so lightly.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't trying to demean you.
It's fine. I'm not mad or anything. I'm only saying that there are such ways of thinking out there.
With a cheerful smile, Anastasia lets me off the hook. Her smile has a sense of elegance to it.
Hey, my lady! Mimi wants more hamburgers. Can I buy some?
Hamburgers. It sounds delicious.
That's fine. Run along. Eat as many as you'd like.
Yay! Woohoo! It seems she really likes the food here.
Yep. I brought her once, and she's been hooked ever since. At this rate, I'll have to bring her here every day while I'm in the royal capital.
That's probably not a good idea.
Why not?
I speak without thinking, but of course Anastasia would pick up on it. Her turquoise eyes stare right through me. I swallow hard at her gaze.
Well, for example, if you ever develop a fixed pattern of behavior, won't some bad people figure out your routines and come after you? The royal capital can be pretty dangerous.
Oh my. Could it be that you're worried about me, Natsuki? Was I wrong in assuming that you only cared for Amelia?
Mealy will always be my number one. These are two separate things we're talking about here.
Are they now? It may be strange to say, but if I were out of the picture, would it not be beneficial for Amelia?
Well, technically.
I guess, when you put it like that.
I get where Anastasia's coming from, but I don't even want to think about it. Besides, I already saw it with my own eyes. Anastasia and Amelia talking on friendly terms and enjoying themselves. There's no need to hate each other just because we're rivals, so it's not like I just want Anastasia to disappear.
Sorry, that was silly of me.
Huh?
I didn't expect you to look so sad. You're such a strange boy, Natsuki.
That is one part of what makes Subaru so wonderful.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I guess my face looked pretty pathetic just now.
It's our first time meeting, at least in her eyes. Something must have been pretty bad for her to bring it up. I knead my face with my hands as I turn to face Anastasia again.
Well, I'll keep your pathetic face in mind, along with your warning to be careful. Oh, and by the way, how'd you know I'd be in this tavern today?
Ah, that's a trade secret.
Trade secret? What are you going on about now? Are you trying to stonewall me out of the most important part?
No.
Oh, or are you challenging me? You want me to extract the information out of you, huh? That's awfully bold of you.
Her smile exudes an intensity so strong I hurriedly shake my head in hands in denial.
Wait! That's not what I meant! Your face screams that you have all sorts of ways to get whatever information you desire from me.
I do have all sorts of ways to get whatever information I desire from you.
You actually said it?!
Miss Anastasia, Subaru is quite terrified, so I ask that you please put an end to your jokes.
But he's so receptive. It's just too much fun. Oh, no need to get so upset, Rem. How frightening.
I do like Anastasia. She's fun. After laughing for a moment, Anastasia takes a small breath. Then...
So, what are you actually here for?
The air about us changes dramatically.
How do I put this? Great people have a particular aura about them when you cut right to the chase.
I try to hold in the goosebumps as I mutter under her pressure, which rivals that of Cruchet's that I experienced just yesterday. Meanwhile, I mentally prepare myself. If I don't, my own willpower will crumble under the weight of this pressure. Once I'm ready, I lift my head and compose myself. I let out a laugh and continue the conversation.
It's simple. Someone is targeting you, Anastasia. I wanted to give you a heads up.
Huh? So I'm in danger, eh?
The guy after you has some weird fashion sense, all dressed up like some sort of clown. But it isn't Roswell, just so you know.
My, what a surprise. For a moment there, I thought you were declaring war against me.
Images of Roswell and Wolf appear in the back of my mind, and I note their shared troublesome characteristics. They're both eccentric, that's for sure.
Though, unlike Roswell, this guy is extremely dangerous and problematic. So,
You wanted to warn me about this danger. This is very unexpected.
huh? You're not surprised, Anastasia? But you're on someone's hit list.
Even after telling her of the threat she faces, she doesn't show any fear or hint of surprise. It makes me uneasy.
Don't tell me you think I'm joking. Well, I'm not. This is a very real threat.
Oh, don't get the wrong idea now. It's not that I don't believe what you said, Natsuki, but this really is nothing to fret over.
Nothing to fret over.
Are you referring to your Iron Fang?
Rem, who'd mostly been sitting quietly until now, throws a hat into our conversation.
The Iron Fang.
They are my company's private military force. Mimi is one of their rank. She may look cute, but she's actually the deputy captain. She didn't just come with me for a stroll. She's also serving as my bodyguard for the day.
I've seen the Iron Fang in action firsthand, so I know what they're capable of, especially how reliable their members are, like Ricardo and Mimi.
Subaru, it is likely Miss Anastasia has experience being targeted and is aware of such situations, considering her position.
That's why I have my own private army, my cute little kids. I appreciate the warning, Natsuki, but this isn't something that needs more attention drawn to it.
In a position like hers, she's often on a rival's laundry list. That's why she has her private army for self-defense. I understand her reasoning behind that, but...
He's different from your run-of-the-mill assassin. I really don't think your Iron Fang would win against him.
Mister, did you just say that we would lose?
The next moment, the tip of her large staff is thrust up to my throat. I didn't even hear the girl return.
Mimi and everyone else are super strong. We do our best for my lady, and we definitely won't lose. So don't say that. Bad.
Miss Mimi, please lower your staff. Rem is also not here just to accompany Subaru.
This isn't Felix. This is an actual cat girl. Okay?
Oh?
Felix is the one that you worry when a staff is being thrust. Rem pushes the end of the staff away from my throat, but she has a threatening look in her eyes, clearly ready and willing to fight. The two stare each other down, and things turn tense as if they're about to go at it at any second. It feels like a fight is about to break out. I swallow hard.
Yes, that's enough bickering. Mimi, put your staff away and come sit on my lap.
If you say so, my lady.
After that, Mimi happily jumps into Anastasia's lap. The tense air disperses, a weight seemingly lifted off my shoulders.
Subaru, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good job on holding back, Rem.
It was still a dangerous situation. If Mimi weren't so cute, Rem's patience would have surely run out.
I guess it's important to look cute, huh?
I'm sorry if my Mimi surprised you, but you should know well by now. This is just how Mimi is, and so are all the others too. I trust in my Iron Fang. They'll protect me from any threat. So, while I'll consider your warning, Natsuki, rest assured that no matter who comes for me, they will be repelled. That is my answer to you.
Oh.
In that case,
Pride
all
before
I
the
ask
fall.
is that you keep more guards around you. Then, at the very least...
There's no need to worry about that. After all...
Anastasia smiles as she slowly looks around the entire tavern. Then...
they are always with me.
At her prompt, every single customer in the tavern stands up in unison. Seeing them all looking in our general direction, I realize that they're all beast. It lasted 20 minutes. Oh, I don't know what to do about it, but we'll mess with it later.
I see. So I was just preaching to the choir, huh?
I'm not sure what that means, but does this reassure you, Natsuki? Thank you for your time, and for being so considerate.
What's interesting is last time when Anastasia got attacked, the tavern was empty. Oh, that's because she was... Wait. She brought me there. So... Where was her army?
I've come to know you quite well now, so do come see me if you ever need anything. Of course, if it's something I'm particularly interested in, I'll gladly put a stake into helping you.
You missed Mimi, the little girl who's the captain of her guard, putting a let me see. I think can get a picture of her. Why is Yudu Camp here? It's Anastasia. Where's Mimi? Wolf. Oh, Mimi's not here? Oh, there she is.
Look at Mimi!
She put a, she was putting a staff to Subaru's throat. But yeah, there's Mimi, Hitaro,
If you insist.
and Tivi.
Once you're done, please take a look at my siblings as well.
Which, this one just looks like a Lalafell to me. It's like a Lalafell and a Mikote crossbreed. That's a good one for a good joke for Hyper.
V, take your time.
Also Ricardo. Those are all of her guards.
My lady, is he a guest of honor or something?
That's right. He's a very important client of mine. Good job remembering that phrase.
Yay! Then he's Mimi's important client too. If you're ever in trouble, you can come talk to me too, mister.
Overwhelmed by all this, Rem and I tepidly leave the tavern.
They were, how do I put this? Quite amazing.
That's one way to put it, but I agree. So, that's the real Anastasia.
I know it's only logical that it happened, but the way they treated us was much different than when Amelia was around. It's enough of a difference that I'm honestly surprised at how kind she was towards Amelia.
We still managed to warn them, though I'm unsure if they took it seriously.
At the very least, they did not outright ignore your warning. Miss Anastasia does not appear to be so intolerant.
If that paves the way to something greater, then I'd have no complaints.
I can't tell if the impression we left on Anastasia from our meeting today was good or bad, or if it had any influence on her. She doesn't think I'll show her any ill will, at least.
I can't rule out the possibility that she'll think I'm incompetent if I come to her with useless information. She does seem like the type that has no patience for incompetence.
Since we're not part of her inner circle or anything, we'll be evaluated by how much we can bring to the table.
Telling her about the assassin didn't do much, so we'll have to prepare something more suited to her palate next time.
But what could she possibly want?
She's a merchant, so maybe something she could profit from.
I'm positive one of your outlandish ideas will resonate with Miss Anastasia.
And I have just the thing. Where was it? The caravan... The lottery idea. Gosh, there was one from one of the merchants. Shopping district, barricades, spy, deceiving the enemy, tactical retreat. I could have sworn there was a note. Sorry. Well, mayonnaise also, but I could have... Sorry, it is bothering me that... there was... some information about oil being... Oh, there it is. It seems Otto's loaded wares onto his dragon carriage headed north to Gusteco for a profit. Oil is super profitable there, but the bridge was out or something. They were saying don't do that. Okay, sorry about that.
Thanks for the support. That was you being supportive, right?
In the end, it isn't clear whether my meeting with Anastasia yielded any results. Thus,
Next is Priscilla, but...
Is something worrying you?
Well, if you ask me, there's nothing about this that I don't find worrying.
I've only met Priscilla the once, having that pompous exchange with me in front of the Appa seller's stall. But even though it was just that once, she left more than enough of an impression of being a pain to deal with. And that guy with the helmet, Al, was it? Including him, they're the strangest people I've met, bar none.
I honestly don't know where to start with them. Do you have any ideas, Rem?
This is not my forte, but I believe it would be rude to make an appearance without a gift in hand. If you know of anything Miss Priscilla might like, it would be a good idea to bring it with you.
Appas.
A gift, huh? But what would she like?
We only met the once, so I can only go off the impression she left behind. My impression of Priscilla...
She's gorgeous, selfish, and conceited. She's also very eccentric, ignorant of the world, and red.
Red, you say?
Yeah, very, very red.
So something red that Miss Priscilla would like.
That's pretty tough. Wait a second.
Talking it out like this makes me realize the one red thing Priscilla is interested in, and that very thing? Appas.
What's up, kid? So, you like this place enough to come back, do you?
Oh, you remember me this time. I must be moving on up in the world. I never thought the day would come that you'd recognize me.
Don't make it sound like I can't put a face to a customer. It ain't easy remembering someone who only came by once over a month ago. Ah, the pretty girl you've got with you is different. I always remember pretty faces.
Thank you. But please take a good look at Subaru. His gallant appearance is not so easily forgettable after a passing glance.
I don't know about gallant, but some people have said my eyes haunt them in their dreams.
I don't agree with the young lady, but you've got a messed up sense of humor, kid.
Yeah, he does.
Anyway, you came all the way out here. Am I wrong in thinking you didn't come just to chat?
Of course. Or, well, I want to say that, but...
But... Oh, right. Message. Don't worry, I passed it along. His expression changed when I told him, though. Not sure what that was all about.
I understand your curiosity, but it's not something I can talk about openly. Sorry.
Doesn't bother me. Nothing good comes from sticking your nose into other people's
True
business
story.
anyway.
That's why Subaru keeps getting in trouble.
Besides, the old man helped me out once too, so it's no problem.
Then I won't pry either. Who cares about what happened between two old dudes anyway?
Shut it.
Sir, about our business here.
Ah, right. So, what do you want? You are buying something, right?
Yes, we're paying customers. Relax. But before we do, I want to ask you something. Have you seen a princess in red walk by here today? Or maybe yesterday?
A princess in red?
I know it's really vague, but how else do I describe her? Once you hear that, you'd know exactly who Priscilla is. I decided to get her some appas that she found so interesting as a gift for when we visit her. But if she'd already stopped by here and bought out the shop herself, it'd be pointless. Fortunately, the stall hasn't closed, so there were no traces of Priscilla's bulk purchase here.
So, did you?
I'm not getting it. Who is this red princess you're talking about?
Seeing him shake his head means he really doesn't know her.
Never mind. If she didn't immediately come to mind, you must not have seen her.
I still don't get it, but what does that mean for you? Are you not gonna buy anything if this red princess of yours didn't stop by?
The opposite, actually. If she did pass by, there'd be no reason for me to be here right now. So, in that case, I'll be taking 10 appas today, too. Everyone loves when I bring them a good batch of these.
Well, that's great. I'll get them ready for you.
Thanks.
Appa's as her gift. Will they really be enough?
I get why you're worried, but this is our best shot. These will whet her appetite for sure. Although, the reason she's interested in them is a bit strange.
Either out of ignorance of her noble upbringing, she doesn't know about whole, unpeeled appas. If I emphasize that point, she should be excited to take them.
Now, let's just hope the manor Al told us about isn't empty.
Hmm? Why, if it isn't Subaru.
That voice.
That's right. It's me, Sakura. Do you remember?
Oh, what a coincidence meeting you here like this.
You've got that right. Subaru and Rem, was it? So we meet again.
But Subaru hasn't met her this loop yet. Sakura, whom I met rather unexpectedly, shows us a soft smile. She had come to Roswell's Manor as an emissary along with Tiga, but I was unable to meet with her at the church yesterday.
It is a pleasure seeing you today, Miss Sakura. Thank you for your visit to our manor as an emissary the other day.
Oh no, that's just part of my job. Did you two come to the royal capital for business too?
Yep. We went to pay a visit to the church yesterday, but...
Yes, I've heard about that from Melty and Tiga. Oh, that reminds me. You've heard, haven't you?
Huh? About what?
Oh, come now. Don't be like that. About Melty, of course.
Oh, that. It was more like Melty blurted everything out on her own.
How would I be able to contact them while hiding the fact that I know Melty is a royal candidate? I was really concerned about that, but Melty, being the airhead she is, let everything slip out, which was rather convenient for me.
Well, secrets always find some way to leak. It's not as if we could hide it forever anyway.
You mean...
Sakura surprises me for a moment. It's almost as if she's talking about what's to come tomorrow. Tomorrow, they'll discuss the delay of the royal selection at the castle. Does Melty's camp know about that already?
Well, it makes sense for them to know about it. I guess?
Tiga mentioned it before, but Melty was the last royal candidate to make herself known. Because of that, they accepted the responsibility of delivering the news to Roswell. If, during all this, they were in frequent contact with the Council of Wise Men, they may have heard something they weren't supposed to yet, probably about Felt. On top of that, the mediator of the civil officials, Rickert, is one of Melty's sympathizers. I wouldn't put him past letting a few things leak out here and there. That's
The
why.
secret couldn't be hidden forever. You can't stop people from flapping their gums after all.
My, what an interesting expression. Flapping their gums. Yes, that's exactly it.
Sakura nods along at my statement. She generally gives off a gentle impression, but the air about her has become tense.
Miss Sakura,
What is it?
what business do you have here? Is it in regards to the royal selection?
No, not at all. I was dispatched as Melty and Tiga's overseer, after all.
Their overseer?
I didn't know that. Melty and Tiga are childhood friends, so I thought you were just as close to them.
Oh, don't get me wrong. They are quite dear to me. However, I follow the will of the church above all else. Well, to be exact, I obey Mother's wishes.
Mother? Is your mom some bigwig in the Transcendent Dragon Church or something?
Oh my, aren't you a curious little thing? If you keep up this inquiry, Rem and Miss Amelia will broil in jealousy, you know.
No, they won't.
I will not be overridden with jealousy over this. Even if I was to be broiled, I would be broiled to perfection.
That's an interesting expression.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Anyway, while I support Melty, I have no reason to fret over her campaign.
But the church wants Melty to succeed, right?
I avoid mentioning anything about her goal of becoming the next ruler, considering where we are. But even without mentioning it, it's still implied.
At any rate, the royal selection will make a decision before long now. Call it a hunch.
I'll keep that in mind. Let's do things honorably and duel this out fair and square.
Very good. Though Melty and Miss Amelia are the contenders, not us.
That's true, but still.
Scratch my head at her candor.
Well, I don't want to intrude and be on the receiving end of Rem's glares any longer. So I'll be going.
Rem would never be be so impolite, but thank you for your consideration.
How
Oh,
very
boy.
cute. Now you be careful, Subaru. Treat a girl wrong and you'll come to regret it later.
If you mean Rem, then I already know that firsthand.
I've been on the receiving end of Rem's torment before. If you, yeah, in the arc, like, in the arc before where this game is taking place, Rem murdered him 3 times, I want to say. I know she's crushed him with her flail, and I want to say she poisoned him. But it was through those deaths that he learned kind of what the problem was, and wound up making her fall in love with him. He didn't mean to make her fall in love, but he was able to figure out what was going on and talk his way through and break down her emotional walls. It's been firmly embedded in my mind that making these girls angry never ends well.
Man, she just didn't let up. Anyway, funny seeing her here.
It would seem Sir Tika and Miss Sakura are advisors to Miss Melty. Rem was being cautious, but we should both be wary of letting any sensitive information slip.
I think we did fine. I don't remember saying anything I shouldn't have.
Even though I'm prepared for it, I don't think I'll ever get used to probing others like that. I wonder if there's a way to make this easier.
Hey, kid!
Oh, whoa. What's up? You scared me.
Don't give me that. I already finished getting your apples together, so I was waiting for you to finish your little chat.
Oh, we apologize for not noticing sooner. We will pay right away.
Thanks. You know, my customers wouldn't be happy for making them wait so long. If I was busy, that is.
It's kinda sad that you'd acknowledge that.
Shut it! Here's your apples and thanks for the business.
Pushed away by his intense voice, we shuffle off to our next destination, the estate of the Red Princess Priscilla.
This is Miss Priscilla's manor.
I gotta say, I don't understand the crush me with your thighs. I understand thigh-ideology to a point, but no.
Well, it certainly looks the part. There's gold everywhere you look.
Do you?
The courtyard's filled with all these strange-looking sculptures.
Are you sure it's just a meme to you? This is my first time actually coming here, but as I thought, this place is beyond anything I ever imagined. Why do I sound like I don't believe you? Ask yourself that. Why would I not believe you? You who flirts with my wife. This is my...
You think there's a solid gold statue of Priscilla around here? If they have this much bad taste to show off, you'd think they'd go the extra mile.
It's fine, I know. If I need to lay off those kind of jokes, just let me know. I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable or anything. I mean that. Trust me, I'm probably seen that way on number 926's channel, where I frequently jokingly flirt with him. So we do it for the entertainment.
Whoa there. That's awfully rude of you to say when you came to peep into someone else's home.
That voice.
You're lucky I overheard you and not the princess. Otherwise your head would be on the chopping block. Words can lead to war, you know.
Subaru, please stand back. This man is highly suspicious.
I get it, but calm down, Rem. I know he looks extremely weird, but he's on the other side of the gate. That can only mean...
He is a dubious home invader.
No!
What a funny little lady. And she's got an equally amusing guy with her.
I do like Al.
Look, I won't say anything, so just scrap. The princess is more fickle than a cat, so you'll be in big trouble if you offend her.
Thanks for the warning. But while a part of me would love to go home, I can't just turn back now.
Oh, so you're saying you have a reason to be here then? Exactly what kind of business do you have with us?
Let your princess know that the envoy of royal candidate Amelia has arrived, and we'd appreciate a little chat.
Oh boy.
And you've gone through the trouble of stealing away my time. So this must be of appropriate value now.
Priscilla tilts her head slightly at me, wordlessly pressuring me with just as much intensity as Cruce or Anastasia. But unlike those two who pressure me at opportune moments, Priscilla threatens me my very being with her constant, frightening aura. Cruce and Anastasia occasionally turned into lionesses as they were talking, but Priscilla's always in that heightened state.
All I can do is shrivel away under this lion's gaze.
I get how you feel, bro. If you stay quiet like that, the princess's mood will change in a snap.
I know that! And who are you calling pro?
Isn't that obvious? I'm talking about you.
Be quiet, Al. I am the one making conversation here. When did I ever give you permission to interrupt?
Right. Shutting up now.
Oh, Al is great. Al waves his one arm and goes quiet in an almost detached manner. I wanted to question him some more, but it looks like that's not going to happen now. If I take my eyes off Priscilla, my head will definitely be rolling. I've died in this world plenty of times to at least know how deadly Priscilla can be.
Well, first off, thank you for granting us this audience.
Cease your pointless preambles. Do not waste my precious time. Be quick about it and get to the point.
Got it. Then first, take this.
Engulfed in her intimidation, I nervously hand out the bag of appas. Unlike at the stall, the appas feel like heavy rocks in a frail bag inside this palace. I start doubting if this was the right choice for an offering. No, I can't hesitate here. The die has long since been cast. All that's left is to hope for a favorable outcome.
And what is this?
We thought it'd be rude to visit empty-handed, so we brought a gift. I got them from a stall I'm fond of. I can guarantee their quality. Not to mention,
What now?
I thought they might pique your interest in some way.
Al?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Al takes the bag at Priscilla's orders. He peeks inside and tilts his covered head.
Huh? This is your gift to the princess?
Yep. You can inspect it to your heart's content, but that won't change what it is.
Inspect it? Hey, little lady. Are you sure this isn't some kind of mistake?
You all know it's in good fun, lots of love all around, not in that way unless you're into it. Yep, we just want to have fun. Good vibes, welcoming to everybody. That's why I also wanted to make sure that I made it clear that if I do cross a line with any jokes or whatever, you know, let me know. Girls just want to have fun.
No, there's no mistake. That is exactly what Subaru bought.
Oh, come on.
After hearing our answer, I can almost see the bewilderment through his helmet. Seeing her knight's confusion, Priscilla impatiently rests her chin on one of her hands.
What is it, Al? Don't just stand there in confusion for so long. Show me what they brought.
That's, well, I'd love to, but I think it'd just anger you, princess. I can't imagine you being too thrilled over this.
I shall be the one to decide as such. Do not make me repeat myself, Al.
Yes, your highness. This is what they've gifted you.
Al casually walks over to Priscilla and shows her the contents of the bag. Her response will decide Rem's and my fate. Thinking of it that way, maybe I shouldn't have brought Rem along. She'll be a witness to my downfall. Although if Priscilla does go off the deep end, I don't know how I would escape without Rem.
Please don't let it turn out like that. Please.
As I fervently beg and plead for my life in my mind, Priscilla's expression changes when she peeks inside the bag. That's when
What is this strange fruit?
I hear the exact response I was hoping for.
think apples are originally red. It appears you have managed not to start this off with a blunder by gifting them to me ripened and unpeeled like this.
Priscilla then proceeds to eat a piece of an appa that was cut and neatly arranged on a plate. I hear the crunch of her biting the fresh fruit, and a tangy aroma wafts through the room.
Still,
What is it, Al? Is there an issue?
no, I know it's fine for you to eat something after it's been checked for poison. But it kind of excites me when I think how you're basically eating my leftovers. Ow! My armor doesn't protect me there.
Oh, did she just kick him in the nuts? Oh my god.
Natural for my beauty to arouse men, but do not announce it each time. Indulge yourself in silence. I will not forbid your mind to ruminate on such affairs. Doing so would only be cruel.
Wow.
So, you'll let me conjure up as many indecent thoughts as I want, Princess? As expected. That's what I love about... Oh!
I told you not to speak of it.
Ow.
You have a rather interesting master-servant relationship. Is Sir Al your knight, Miss Priscilla?
Him, my knight. Do not make me laugh. He is but a mere jester who entertains me, so I keep him nearby. In that sense, that half-devil girl is doing the same. Do not tell me this commoner is her knight.
I may not be her knight, but don't ever call Amelia a half-devil again. I won't allow it.
Oh boy. Half-devil is a derogatory term for half-elves. I've seen twice now at the postponement discussion just how hurt Amelia looked after being called that. I can't let something like that slide just because Amelia isn't here.
Are you commanding me? I will only forgive such impudence once, in light of your merit in gifting me apples. My kindness will not be exerted a second time.
The same goes for you. Amelia is a half-elf. You have no right to call her a half-devil.
She narrows her eyes, doubling down on her intimidating aura. Honestly, it feels like my organs are being squashed.
Subaru.
Rem looks at me with concern from beside me. It seems like she's planning to risk her life to protect me if Priscilla were to go on the offensive. While I appreciate her resolve, I rein her in with a wave of my hand. Rem can be quick to jump the gun, so I don't want her to do anything hasty. Finally.
Princess? This conversation isn't really going anywhere. So maybe you ought to show some leniency here.
Are you telling me to yield, Al?
I know you think it means the same as losing, but I think showing some tolerance here would be a big win for you. No? I'm sure you'd get a little on edge if people started mocking you for your chest size behind your back, wouldn't you?
My breasts represent my abundant heart. Why would I ever get upset about anyone pointing that out?
Okay.
Really? And to be honest, I've been internally calling out your big boobs all the time, but that's no!
Wow. Al. Please. Priscilla beats Al up, then folds her arms in a way that emphasizes her voluptuous chest. Her red eyes glare at me once again.
My jester's antics have swayed my interest. I will pretend I never heard you.
Hey, wait, what about our meeting?
Subaru, please step back.
Rem?
Rem grabs my arm and pulls me back. Priscilla curls her lips as she stares Rem down.
This demi-human maid of yours seems to be far more composed. You must find it quite agitating dealing with a companion like him.
Rem stays with Subaru by choice.
I cannot understand how you see some charm in such a commoner.
Priscilla slowly shakes her head, then abruptly points a finger at Rem and me.
I have received your gift of Abbas, and your faces have been looked over by my eyes. You may return from this audience with that honor. That is all I have left to say. I have no intention of wasting any more of my time on you.
Wait a minute!
Right as Priscilla turns her back to leave, I call out once more with all the courage I have left. The look in her eyes as she turns around is ice cold, in complete contrast to her fiery red eyes. The moment I misspeak at all, Priscilla will kill me without mercy. It's the same as when I encountered the Bowel Hunter at the loot house, or when Rem glared at me with eyes full of hatred under the sunset that time. However...
Just let me ask you one thing. Have you ever heard of a man called Wolf?
I don't care if my head goes flying off my body, it's the one thing I need to ask.
No. fine?
Yeah, that'll do.
Then make haste and be gone before I change my mind.
I wouldn't be surprised if she changes her mind as she speaks. My breath escapes my body and I'm unable to respond.
Let me escort them outside. Be sure to leave some apples for me, Princess.
Al's casual comment is the only thing that gives my stiff legs a chance to lift myself up.
Man, I thought you were a goner for sure at the end there, bro. Huh? What's up? Why are you and the little lady so quiet? You managed to escape the lion's den alive. Shouldn't you be thrilled about that?
What's there to be happy about?
Whoa! What's with all this shouting?
I love the way Al's helmet moves because it gives it such a great pseudo 3D effect that most of the other models kind of, they're trying but they lack. But if you watch Al's helmet when he moves, it looks like a 3D model.
That was so scary. I seriously thought she'd kill me. How the hell can you serve under that woman?
Whoa there. You became way too blunt the moment we stepped out of the manor. But I do get how you feel. And to answer your question, I'm working for the princess because she's so sexy and beautiful.
It's kind of freaky how superficial that answer is. Or maybe I should actually be impressed that you toe the line every day just for that reason?
Al has such an easygoing attitude, but I'd never be able to do such a thing for a reason like that.
You're so different from me, who works hard for the cute and adorable Mealy.
Are you?
Wait, hold on. Are we actually the same?
Well, that's just how men are, bro.
Al laughs loudly at me, but I really can't accept us being so alike.
However, I'm glad that you are safe. Rem thought it would be the end for us as well.
You too, Rem? Sorry for doing something so risky, but I had to ask her that.
If you thought it was necessary, then I would not have stopped you. But I just ask that you please take care of yourself in the process. Otherwise, Rem cannot help but worry.
Rem puts her hand on her chest, and I feel her concern strike a devastating blow. It's true that I crossed into unknown territory without much thought. But once I did...
I couldn't have done this alone. And you were there with me, Rem.
What did Rem do?
You were by my side through it all. So I figured you'd just take care of everything if something went down.
It was the result of relying on Rem's strength that pulled us through. Though saying as much doesn't really paint me in a positive light, but...
Subaru, thank you for having faith in me.
Whoa, wait a minute!
Rem is deeply moved by my words, making both Al and me interject at the same time.
That plan is way too reliant on other people. Little lady, you shouldn't be so willing to accept that.
I don't like that it's coming from you, but I can't deny it. I'll try to handle things on my own next time.
No, it's okay. Rem wants to work extra hard for Subaru's sake.
Oh, boy.
Moreover, please do not take that away from me. If Rem is not helpful to you, Rem will kill you and follow soon after.
What? Okay, Rem, you are the best waifu, but that might be a little extreme.
How could you say such a thing and still be so cute?
My thoughts exactly.
Boy, she must really care about you. I'm getting jealous.
I am positive you will experience the same at some point as well, Sir Al. Your first step would be to find a more appropriate occupation.
That's pretty proper advice. It may not seem like it, but the gig I got is already a steady gig, you know?
As Miss Priscilla's jester?
You're starting to make me doubt myself when you ask so sincerely.
Rem and Al continue to have a serious conversation about future prospects. I give them a sidelong glance as I turn back to look at the mansion we just left. I'm sure Priscilla's taken us off her mind already, but she still makes me tremble. Despite having Rem with me, even though I was being pretty reckless. Even I thought I was being pretty reckless. But I did get something out of it in exchange. The mask muffles are annoying, yeah.
Priscilla didn't even budge when I mentioned Wolf's name.
Of course, if she was a natural-born liar, she could easily lie about it even if she did know.
But anyone would be surprised when caught off guard. Priscilla didn't have any such reaction.
Alright, we'll be wrapping up the stream here in just a second anyway, but good night, Thomas. Thanks for hanging out. But on that end, I don't want to question the things I've seen for myself anymore.
If I don't believe what I'm seeing with my own eyes, I'll never know what to base my decisions on, and I'll keep faltering at every step. However...
Now that I've spoken with all three of the potentially fake candidates, I haven't found anything to decisively point the finger at any of them.
Anastasia was attacked by Wolf, which gives her a point in her favor. And Priscilla didn't seem to know who I was talking about. Then does that mean it's actually Cruchet?
As of now, the only one I hadn't actively taken steps to try and gain information from is Cruchet. I only removed her from the list because I want to believe she wouldn't do something like this, but on the other hand, I don't have anything to base that trust on. So does it mean I should test her?
Do I really suspect her? Honestly, I never gave it much thought before.
But it may be that this has been my blind spot. I need to eliminate all possibilities.
Suspect her so I can trust her, huh? Damn, I sound so hypocritical when I actually say it out loud.
A gloomy mood takes over as I hesitate about my next move, but then...
I've been thinking about how the way you refer to yourself is pretty confusing.
Confusing? What do you mean?
Well, your name is Rom, right? So why do you refer to yourself as Rem?
Sir Al, no, I am the one who is confused. Rem's name is Rem. Rom is Rem's older sister's name. I beg your pardon, but are you familiar with Rem's twin sister?
Al goes silent at Rem's question. Unlike his lighthearted demeanor from before, he is now deep in thought with a serious and solemn expression.
Don't joke like that. You are Rom, aren't you?
No, Rem would have no reason to joke about something like that. Apologies, but Rem is most assuredly Rem.
Don't mess with me.
What? Al mutters to himself in a low voice. As he does, Rem's face tenses up and she jumps back. Seeing the two put distance between themselves, all I can do is watch, eyes wide, wondering what just happened.
Hey, what's going on? What's gotten into you two all of a sudden?
I want to finish this scene and then we'll wrap up the stream.
I'm sorry. It's just that Sir Al's expression...
Al?
Sensing Rem's confusion, I step in between the two and call out to Al. I can't see his expression under his helmet, but from the way his head hung slightly, the cheerful air about him had completely faded. Though things don't just end there, before I could point out Al's sudden change in attitude... 1 second. For a single second, I see a figure on the other side of the road. I'd never mistake that far too distinctive getup.
Wolf!
There's no mistaking that person, the masked freak who had been getting in our way, calling himself the malevolent masked magician. This isn't one of the days we've encountered him before, but there's no reason to let him go.
Sorry, Al, but we'll talk later. Rem!
Oh, yes. Excuse us, Sir Al.
I grab the surprised Rem's hand and start running, leaving Al behind. I can't lose sight of Wolf. We furiously chase after the black-clad man. All we can do now is run.
That's how it is. I don't believe it. Makes me sick.
Damn it. Where'd he get off to?
So, we're gonna leave it right here on a cliffhanger. How's that sound?
I shall record this.
Should I keep going for a little bit longer? I mean, I'm off for the next 2 nights, streaming-wise. Alright. Well, yep, we'll stop here. So I haven't really decided what I'm gonna do on Sunday just yet. Because I need to look at Control. I'm gonna look up, like, not an actual walkthrough, but look up how many get an idea of how much longer there is to the game, but I do have the DLC for it as well, so we probably will just be able to do Control Sunday. I did wrap up all the side quests that were available, which were just a couple more go kill some dudes kind of quests. There was nothing really exciting or interesting. And excuse me. So we'll tentatively hopefully finish Control on Sunday, and I'll figure out what to do next week. And I'll have Rogue Legacy as a backup for Control. If I do decide to play Control and finish it, then I could just switch to Rogue Legacy. So that sounds like what to do. And then next week, I still have to pick my Wednesday nightly review game, but I've got a lot of options. And then next Thursday, we'll continue doing ReZero, because this seems to be something that people are enjoying, and I mean, I'm enjoying it one way or the other. And then we'll have to figure out what to do once Control is complete. I got a few ideas, but we'll see. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out, watching as always. And have yourselves a good night, and I will pull up my potential raids, which I think Violent Kitten is streaming, so we'll probably be raiding her.